Hey everyone, happy Monday. Today's Monday, right? Yeah. Happy Monday. We have a verdict for Letecia Stauch, and according to Law and Crime, the jury were in deliberation for about 7 hours, 38 minutes, and 20 seconds. We're gonna be getting a verdict in about 10 minutes or so. And I have a good feeling. I have a really good feeling. I know people were a little bit worried because I think there was some news going through the pipeline about how some of the jury members or something like that requested for more evidence or wanted to hear more from Dr. Lewis, the psychiatrist that testified for Letecia Stauch, and the psychiatrist that believes that Letecia Stauch was insane at the time of the murders and believe that she didn't know the difference from right and wrong. I don't know. I was just looking through the true crime, the law and crime chat. So that's where I was just getting my updates. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm just repeating back what I saw in there. But yeah, good morning, good afternoon. Hi, Taxi. Hi, Kay. Hi, Min Ninjas. How are you doing today? Dave and David. Hello, hello. Right? Good feeling. Yeah, I have a good feeling. If they come back hung jury, which I doubt because they've only been deliberating for what, like less than a day, or if they come back not guilty by insanity, I'm going to have to rip the hairs out of my head. I don't know. But I have a good feeling. And I don't really believe in superstition. So, saying it out loud, I don't think it's going to jinx it or anything like that. But yeah, we got the countdown, 10 minutes. Yeah, I have it. I'll switch to the screen right here. Oh, my doggies are here. Cheryl says hi. That's Cheryl right there. And Steve says hello as well. There's in the background. They might start squeaking a little bit though. If they do, I'll mute the stream. But how was everyone's weekend? How are you guys doing? Earlier, at the beginning of the court, hi Kathy, the jury asked for an index copy of the exhibits. Yeah, my update is just through the law and crime chat. So I know there is some like false information in there, but I was like, okay, if enough people talk about it, maybe it's true. But yeah, guys. I hope you guys. That's my laundry. My dog's freaking out right now. Hello, hello, I'm a baby. How are you doing today? I didn't follow the case at all. I'm here for your commentary. It's a really, really, really sad case. Super tragic. 11-year-old boy murdered by his stepmother. And in the matter of the murder, like how it happened, it's just gross. It's disgusting. And not only that, it's like all the hoops and hurdles that she jumped through in order to try to cover herself. And I'm just so glad that Gannon's dad, I'm so glad that he sniffed the BS, because there are some people that will believe their partner no matter what, even though their child's in danger or something happened to their child. Like, there are just some people that choose their loved ones over, their own kids, which I think is really gross. But I'm so glad that Gannon Stauch's dad, I'm glad that, he decided to work with the cops and try to figure out what happened to Gannon. And even like her own daughter, Harley, right? Harley testified against her. Because sometimes you see in these scenarios where, there's like a murderer and they have the support of their family, like the unconditional support, no matter what. And like, I don't know, that always rubbed me the wrong way. But yeah, it's a super sad case, 11-year-old boy. And the thing is, we don't really know how it happened because the person that's on trial, well, she's come up with so many lies, like probably more than like, I don't know, 20, 30 lies, like hundreds of lies. There's so many different lies that she just thrown in there that we don't really know what happens. We can only parse through the information and maybe like, okay, maybe this part is true, maybe this part is true. Because she did at some point admit that she did shoot him. So a very biased psychologist. I'm actually kind of curious about Dr. Lewis now. Someone said there was a documentary or something. Was it about her? Or was she just like, was there like a murder documentary and then she was just like on it? Because I don't know. I'm just very curious because I don't know what she was seeing. I don't know what she saw that we didn't see, And, when they were grilling her about it during cross-examination, maybe she was really nervous. I don't know. Maybe her age was playing into play because she is 85, someone said. But I felt like we weren't really getting really good, clear answers. Remember how when like Dr. Curry was up there, Dr. Curry knew her shit, she knew her shit. She has her own clinic and everything. She works with patients and stuff. And she did really good in cross when she was being, cross-examined by Elaine. And I don't know. I just felt like Dr. Lewis has been doing this for, I think someone mentioned like over 60 years or something like that. Like she should have it down to a T. I think it was mentioned that she's been testifying as an expert witness for over like 100 or 200 trials. So I don't know if she was just really nervous or what, but it's like I try to give her a break, but honestly, it's I don't know. I was starting to get jaded by expert witnesses. I'm like, dude, do people just get paid to just, they just want the money, I guess. They just get paid to say what they need to say in order to get that paycheck. I don't know. I would hate to believe that, but I don't know. She specializes in DID. She's going to want to see it. We'll be all fine. I mean, we're already fine, but we weren't murdering anyone. Hi, Luna. How are you doing today? How's it going? She's pretty sane when she waited and planned to get rid of the suitcase in Florida. Yeah, I mean, she dumped the body in the suitcase over a bridge. She rented a rental car because when she went to go pick up her husband, she didn't want the husband to know that his dead son was in the trunk, probably. She like coordinated that. She coordinated like getting the fake polygraph thing and then making up the lies to the police, trying to manipulate her daughter, try to manipulate her husband. And Jesus, I don't know. I just feel so bad for Gannon because we don't know what really happened. We don't know how long he suffered for before he eventually died, right? And we don't even know the history of whether or not there was prolonged child abuse, whether this was like a one-time thing, which I have a hard time believing, or if it was like prolonged and she's actually been doing, this to him behind closed doors and no one really noticed, right? Because she tried to, from what she's being accused, it seems that she tried to drug him, maybe perhaps even burn him with a candle. He had like bubbles on his arms. Like, dude, I don't know. I don't know if I believe it was just like a one-time thing where she just flipped out and then it kind of just snowballed from there, right? And then what makes this really even more sad is that apparently she works with special needs children. She's like an assistant teacher or something like that. I feel like people like this have a history of just abusing people, I don't know. I hope not. I really hope not. It's really sad. Hey, Marcus Sarah, how are you doing today? She's so unprofessional. Yeah, and then the entire time, so I don't know if you guys heard about it for the pre-trial stuff. She didn't even want to appear in court. She didn't even want to go. She didn't want to go to the pretrial stuff. And then when we have her at the actual trial, she's like sitting there, there's like little clippets of her flicking people off. I don't know if you guys believe she was flicking people off or not, but I think she was, with the whole Buster Murdoch thing. I don't think he was flipping people off. I think he just have a really, gross habit of just chewing on his nails and stuff like that. But with Letecia, she was like this, she was trying to be slick. And then she had her head down for most of the times during the testimonies. She looked like she was sleeping. She looked like she was trying to play crazy. I don't know. I don't know what her strategy was. I was assuming her strategy was, hey, I'm going to play crazy so the jury will think that I'm truly insane. Because what normal person will sit through trial and have their head down when it's a murder trial with a child involved? So I don't know. I think she was trying to get, get a one up on everyone and try to outsmart them. But I think at the end, it made her look very bad. If you don't believe that she's insane, then everything that she's done is just unhinged. But just because you're unhinged doesn't mean that you're insane and that you have DID. It's actually really sad how, there are these mental disorders, right? I feel like it only gets highlighted because shit that happens in trial. Because you'll have someone that wants to escape culpability. They don't want to be in prison. They'd rather go to a mental hospital and get treated, right? And they'll just be like, yeah, I have DID. Yeah, I have bipolar disorder. I don't know. I do feel bad for people who truly do have DID, bipolar and stuff like that. Because now it's just I don't know, mental health is associated with these people who commit crimes. But there are definitely people out there that have bipolar that don't commit crimes, right? I don't know. I'm just rambling right now. I could not. You're not giving her a break. The only thing that could somehow explain her behavior is that she is senile. Oh, you're talking about the psychiatrist. But even then, she should have stay away from working in a position of such responsibility. I don't know. Maybe when you're senile, you don't know that you're senile. Not really sure how that works. She pretty much did what she wanted, was late to court 3 times. Silly doctor. Yeah, I heard about that too. The judge was not very happy with her. Oh man, the judge seems like he was over it. Not only was, some people were saying that her son was secretly smoking like marijuana and like the stairways in the court. And apparently they were reprimanded, but then they thought they could outsmart by being like, you know what? I'm just going to go smoke at the other staircase. And the judge is like, hello, we got cameras here. We know who you are. So what did they say? She done it. We're still waiting. We got the countdown went back up to 4 minutes. We're waiting a little bit. I'm saying guilty. The jury, they deliberated for 7 hours, 38 minutes, 20 seconds. And I know people were getting really antsy. I was looking at the law and crime chat. People were getting so antsy. They were like, man, what's going on? How could they have not decided yet? They need to come up with a verdict now. And you know what? Maybe they wanted to be thorough. Maybe they wanted to look over the evidence because I think she's charged with a lot of counts. Like how many counts is she being charged with? Was it like over 10 counts of like other stuff? How's it going? Doing good. Hi, Rikta. No, they don't. You live with severe bipolar. And when she has a manic episode, never has she murdered anyone. And they don't care about what people think when in mania. Yeah, she was apparently her defense lawyer. I'm not going to give the defense lawyer too much shit because I know they're just trying to do their job. But, you know, we got to pick at them a little bit. Defense lawyer was like, look, after Letecia, after the candle incident, she didn't sleep that night. She was going through a mania episode. She didn't sleep last night. She was searching all these things. And I was like, nah, man. I think it was because she was getting a little antsy. She was getting a little excited because she knew what was going to go down with her and Gannon. I think she didn't get any sleep because she was planning and plotting his murder, how she was going to do it. And, you know, I don't know why she's so dumb and why she was Googling so much. Really silly person. But yeah, I'm going to say guilty as well. I'm going to say the jury came up with a verdict of guilty. I think Letecia should be very nervous. I think that because the jury didn't come with a verdict on Friday, she was like, oh, shit. Oh, man. Maybe they do believe me. And so she got to, you know, rest over the weekend. And she's like, ooh, you know, the longer they deliberate, the more favorable it is, I would assume, would be for the defense, right? It's like, oh, man, maybe there's that one person out there that's holding out for me. But, you know, the fact that they got it in 7 hours, I'm pretty sure we're good. I have not seen one example for when Letecia cared for anyone. Malignant narcissism would be my guess. Yeah, she didn't care about her daughter especially. You know, her daughter could have been an accessory to murder. She even tried to place some blame on her 7-year-old stepdaughter, who is Gannon's biological sister. She was like, yeah, Lena was helping me with Gannon's body. Lena was helping me bring Gannon up the stairs. It's like, okay, so now you're going to bring the 7-year-old sister into it? You saw the Mario Party yesterday? Now, that girl is fevery. Where she's fevery? Oh, wait, no, like in a bad way. Like she's sick? She's getting locked up. Oh, no, is she feeling sick as well? Does she have what you have? I heard the Mario movie was really good. Someone recommended to me, though. They're like, oh, yeah, the Mario movie is really good if you're on shrooms. I'm like, that sounds like a horrible idea, but I don't know. Hi, everyone. Sending prayers. Yep, guilty. Hey, Deborah. How's it going? Hello, hello. Can anyone explain to me how bipolar shows itself? I've heard the term often, but know very little, almost nothing about it. I don't know. I would just direct you to go do some reading about it. I wonder, I have people that have claimed they're bipolar, but I feel like they never really got a mental diagnosis. And these are some people that just wanted to explain away their bad, some of the bad stuff that they do. I'm like, did you get a diagnosis? It's like, no, I just think I have bipolar, and that's why I treat people like shit. But yeah. Actually, hold on a second. I know one person that has it's like a schizo something. They have to be on medication, otherwise they start straying a little bit. But I don't think I've ever really witnessed it myself, like true bipolar. I don't think so, unless like maybe I've come across some homeless people on the street. But yeah. They have a rapid cycle bipolar. I wonder if she knows she has a mitigation specialist. Does anyone know? Letecia? Polar opposite emotions coupled with depression. Hey, Keldon. Kanye. Oh, yeah, I can see Kanye with that. Yeah, Kanye has his like ups and downs. I will say guilty. I can fathom one or two jurors buying into Dr. Lewis's nonsense, but then everyone else would have fought tooth and nail against that. So I guess hung jury might also be possible. I don't know. I don't think hung jury, 7 hours hung jury. I don't think so. Unless they're just like, you know what, let's just give up. I feel like you would be battling it out for like a couple more days before you come to a hung jury, especially when it involves a child being murdered. I liked that it was good for what it was. She has a fever. Oh, she's been barfing, so it's a little worse than what I had. You're better mostly. Oh, poor baby. Your type 1 diagnosed. It looks different for everyone. High highs and deep lows. Things. Yeah, I remember I took a abnormal psychology course back in college, but that was like a very long time ago, like 10 years plus ago. I don't really remember much. I think I remember, don't they use like lithium to treat bipolar? Or is that outdated now? It might be. All right, guys, any moment now, they should be back. I'm going to switch over to this camera here. Do you guys want the law and crime chat up or should we hide it? I don't know. I think I usually hide it, right? There you go. I think I usually hide it. Wait. Usually exhibits severely angry and targeted outbursts. Maybe they will appear during the sentencing phase. Oh man, I hope the sentencing, I hope that's on like ASCP. I was very impressed with the Murdoch trial because I thought sentencing usually takes like, I don't know, a couple weeks, maybe like a couple months. But the Murdoch trial was like, yeah, you know, we're doing sentencing tomorrow. Let's do it. Right? Wasn't it the next day they did sentencing? Yeah, it was the next day. It was real quick. They used lithium. Ex-mother-in-law bipolar. She had to use that medication. Kanye, Britney, Mariah. Really? Wait. Mariah did? I didn't know about Britney. I thought Britney just had like a severe like breakdown. Mariah, I didn't hear too much about Mariah. I think it's immediate sentencing for the first count. Oh. Your sister has it. Her moods go from manic, hyper, creative, happy, fun, to depressed. Extremely sad, suicidal, depressed. It's draining to be around her. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that scrambled egg. That's tough. Come to think of it, I have quite a few diagnosed. Yep, very different. One has delusions with love and becomes mega impulsive. Yeah, for me, I'm mega impulsive, but I think it's more probably like ADHD related. I don't know. I never really got diagnosed or anything, but I become really impulsive. And then, what is it with ADHD again? It's like, you have, like a compulsion to do something and you have to do it. Otherwise it like bothers the heck out of you. So, but for me, it's like not like too bad or severe or anything. It's annoying, but yeah, that's about it. Scrambled egg, I have this exact situation. I understand you so much. Bipolar and ADHD have similar symptoms for different causes. Hey Hamilton, how are you doing today? OCD. Hello, James. Mariah went into what? Oh, into trial with an ice cream cart back in the day. It was very strange. Wait, she went into trial or she went to what? Hi, Holly. How are you doing today? I'm pretty confident they got her as guilty. TRL. Oh, TRL. Oh my God, I forgot about TRL. TRL was hosted by Carson Daly or something, right? Dude, that's a throwback right there. That's a mega throwback. Doesn't lithium basically make you into a vegetable? I don't know. I'm sure different medication have different side effects for different people. Mariah was trying to get out of her contract, and that was her only. I did not hear anything about that. Is that on the internet? All right, Carrie. You said ice cream? Ice cream cart? TRL? Dude, I feel bad for Mariah Carey though. Apparently she had some really toxic family members. Was it her mom? Was it her mom and her siblings or something like that? Very, very toxic family. And they like she would try to help support them or something. And then if she didn't want to deal with their toxicity anymore, she'd pull out, and then they would go out to the public, talk back crap about her, try to get like book deals or something, appearance deals. Yeesh. Oh yeah, I heard about Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is a great example of severe bipolar. She has very high highs, severe lows. You typically don't see a middle mood with bipolar. It's one or the other. Did Demi Lovato, she also went to rehab, right? If I remember correctly. If it's of any comfort, it's draining having bipolar, especially once you start recognizing that you are a strain on other people. Yeah, that must be really sad. My mother would never. All right, okay. Oh, wait, is this it? Strips? 15 years ago today, Mariah Carey strip brought ice cream to TRL. Let's read it. Okay, we're waiting for the verdict to come out. Wait, what? Go away. Okay. Once upon a time, the days before we live our lives with our phones, teenage kids came home directly from school to watch Total Request Live. Oh, I forgot about that. 15 years ago today, this was published in 2016. On this very day, in the middle of the episode, Mariah Carey showed up unannounced with an ice cream cart. Viewers heard a singing voice interrupt Carson Daly. Loverboy, come on and love me. Daly, confused, and says, what the hell is this? Mariah Carey strolls in with a Loverboy t-shirt and a bin of frozen treats. It appears to be entirely unplanned. Daly claims that he had no idea this was happening. Though, once Carey strips off her t-shirt to reveal tiny shorts... so we have the trash man outside. Tiny shorts and a halter top. Daly is able to channel his role with the punches, hosting skills, and asks aloud if maybe we should turn the air conditioning down because nipples, you guys. Though what unmistakable about this clip is that even if Carey's appearance was planned, she's later revealed to be the headline for MTV's upcoming live and almost legal anniversary party. Carey isn't quite herself. Perhaps acknowledging this, Carey tells the host, "You're my therapy session right now." In between assisting, he needs to cut to commercial and casually dropping the idea that Mariah Carey's lost her mind. Daly kind of just lets Carey do her thing. What else could he do? She explains that she has bought ice cream because if you don't have ice cream in your life, sometimes you might go a little crazy. She proceeded to read Daly a love letter her mother had written to him. Yeah, I think she has like a toxic mom. Still waiting. Shortly after her appearance on TRL, Carey was hospitalized for exhaustion. Though the singer denies the implication from the media at the time that she was having an emotional breakdown. When we were kids watching Carey hand out ice cream, it didn't occur to us a larger issue was looming. This is the luxury of childhood. Of course, a lot has changed 15 years from now. Now Daly hosting the Today Show and seems to have abandoned his bro behavior. Carey has relaunched her career, claims enjoying not to know who J-Lo is. Wait, is that like a dig at Jennifer Lopez or something? Do they have some sort of beef or something like that? Claims to not know who J-Lo is, and the rest of us, well, we're just grown-ups. Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't know if we ever... Maybe I saw it as a kid, and then we talked about it, and then I kind of just forgot about it because I thought it was just, like, inconsequential. Longest 4 minutes over. I got reset again. I don't know. Maybe they're finishing up their lunch or something like that. Is it lunchtime over there? Oh, they should be done with lunch. I remember when MTV actually had music on it. What's on MTV nowadays? I remember MTV, BTV, and then VH1. Oh my God. You would just go in there and just binge watch like the top 20 music videos. Oh, dude. What a throwback. And then one of my favorite shows on MTV was Daria. You guys remember Daria? Dude, Daria is so good. Oh, really? They have beef? Carey has been throwing her shades for years. What's their beef? Mariah's first husband was really abusive. I remember Mariah Carey did a movie. Was that supposed to be reflective of her real life? Who was her husband? Isn't MTV all crappy reality TV shows now? I have no idea. I don't have cable. MTV's still around? Probably. Reruns of ridiculousness. J-Lo insists that she knows Mariah, but every time J-Lo comes up, Mariah says, I don't know her. It's a meme. I love Kurt Loder and Tabitha Soren. I don't know who they are. I love Daria. Yeah, Daria's so good. Glitter. Yeah, I remember I watched Glitter. Was Glitter based on her life? It was Tommy Mottola. Wasn't it like a guy that was right? Wasn't Glitter like based on her life or something like that? And it was a guy that she dated who was like part of like, oh my God, who fell? Oh my God, John Cena fell again. He groomed her big time. Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that. She was pretty young. She was up and coming. And then he was like, was he like a big producer or something like that? Dude, Hold on a second. Letecia has had a Taylor Shabusiness outburst to cap off the entire trial. No, wait, Taylor Shabusiness. Hold on a second. She's the oh, dude, she's scary. She's like up there with Angela Simpson. Wasn't she the woman that decapitated her boyfriend or something, and then put it in a box? Did she do like the whole 7 thing? And then apparently she like attacked her lawyer. She attacked her lawyer in court. I don't know too much about her though. Is the Shabusiness, is she trying to plead insanity as well? I wasn't aware MTV still exists. Oh, dude, I love Beavis and Butthead. Well, I don't know if I love it now, but when I was a kid, I loved Beavis and Butthead. We used to watch Beavis and Butthead Do America. It was great. That's the lady. Oh, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised because remember how when Letecia was being interviewed by the cops, she like fakes a panic attack. Okay, fakes a panic attack, and I say fake because when they took her to the hospital, they were like, your vitals look fine. There's no signs of any heart attack or not heart attack, panic attack going on. Vitals seem fine and everything like that. And then they were gonna have Letecia be evaluated by a SANE nurse, SANE, which stands for like sexual assault nurse examiner, I think, because Letecia claimed that she was assaulted when Gannon was kidnapped. And they're like, oh my God, well, why don't we have you examined to make sure you're okay? And then Letecia gets out of it because she escapes from the hospital. She dips out. She escapes from the hospital, I think on foot, right? And I think someone told me that she like ran to a Taco Bell or something, had her daughter pick her up. I don't know if that part is true. Someone in chat told me that, but I know she ran away. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Letecia was like, dude, they came up with the verdict in 7 hours. Oh man, I'm fucked. Okay. I got to do something to get out of this verdict. I wouldn't be surprised if Letecia's like up to something right now. She brewing. Oh, by the way, did you guys see my scary... I'm sorry if I scared you guys off. Did you guys see my scary meme that I posted before the weekend started in my community tab? You guys were all thinking it, okay? I just had to immortalize it, all right? Now it's on the internet forever, but we're all thinking it. I hope you guys had a good weekend. It would be Maria Sanchez with the outburst. Wasn't Daria a spinoff? No, Daria was not a spinoff of Beavis and Butthead. You trolling. What? Daria was in Beavis and Butthead? No way. Wait, stop. You guys trolling me? When Beavis and Butthead came out, by the way, I was probably like, I don't know, 5 or something. Beavis and Butthead. Wait, she was? What? Oh, I had no idea. Wait a second. I didn't know that. Dara is the main character from Beavis and Butthead. After appearing in 1993 in the original run, in 97 she had her own spinoff. Wait, seriously? I had no idea. After the events of season 7, she moved out of Highland to Lawndale with her family. Does not appear in any subsequent revivals, with Daria headlining her own titular show. The series has its own unique animation and humor, makes no reference to the world of Beavis and Butthead, aside from the brief mention of Highland in the first episode. Oh my God, Beavis and Butthead are so ugly. Oh my God, I don't know if I can watch Beavis and Butthead now. I freaking loved it as a kid. They were nasty, dirty, they were grimy, obscene. But like now as an adult, they're just so ugly. I don't know if I can watch it. Daria goes to Highland High with Beavis and Butthead and has an interesting relationship with the duo. She's one of the few people who can actually tolerate them. They had their first significant encounter in scientific stuff where they're forced to work together on a scientific project. She sometimes found their idiocy amusing and would sometimes use it for her own gain, scientific stuff, while at other times just being happy to snark at them. At other times, they simply ticked her off. Oh, dude, I had no idea. That's Daria right there. Oh my God, I had no idea. Beavis and Butthead usually referred to as diarrhea. Okay, note to self, don't name your kids Daria. Oh my God. Whenever I think of kids' names, I always like think of ways of like, okay, wait, how can this be spun in a way where the kid can be made fun of for like 20 years in high school or 20 years in grade school? Okay, interesting. I would totally rewatch Daria, by the way. All right, let me get Samara off the screen. Samaria. Wait, hold on. Samara, get it? Samaria. Dude, that's a reach. Just laugh. It's okay. It's Monday, okay? Her first husband was some kind of a producer. Yeah, Mariah's, right? Are you sure it wasn't Burger King? Burger King is gross. I don't know what Burger King's up to. They're so nasty. I had a friend that used to work for marketing at Burger King, and yeah, I don't know. Burger King's like lost its touch. They brought out like hot dogs. Don't they have like tacos now, or did they finally scrap that? They have chicken nuggets that are like $1, but they're so disgusting. Like, who wants? Honestly, when I heard about 10-piece or 20-piece chicken nuggets for $1 or something, I was so excited. But they were so nasty and soggy. I'm like, dude, I'd rather just get frozen nuggets from the grocery store. I believe it's called Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. I watched Beavis and Butthead Do America, and then I don't remember the TV show. I just remember the movie was like great. Not too far from my workplace, a woman murdered her ex or someone using a home improvement saw. Jesus. What was the story on that? I don't know. Sometimes when I'm just feeling a little, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm just like, you know what? Let's see what humans are up to today. I go on long crime page and I just scroll through. And it's honestly very depressing. Because sometimes I go through a long crime. I'm like, I'm trying to get updates about Lori Vallow or like Letecia stuff, right? Because sometimes they do a recap of the trial for the day. But man, if you want to be depressed, like go through the long crime feed. It's just like nothing but like sad stuff. Like really sad stuff. That's where I found the one with the girlfriend who was hauling her boyfriend's like daughter in a bucket, 6-year-old daughter. Super sad. You're not into Burger King either. Yeah, Burger King's just gross. I don't know. Burger King is like, ugh. Was the CEO of Sony Music. Are they still around? Doritos have a Whopper flavor crisp and chips. Kind of why she got the craziest recording contract of the day with the best producers. Tony Mottola is the one who MJ called a devil in that video rent he made. Oh, I don't know anything about that. My favorite Nickelodeon show was Hannah Montana was not Nickelodeon. Hannah Montana was Disney, wasn't it? Miley Cyrus, her voice was phenomenal. They're back. Yeah, I loved Hannah Montana as well. Okay, we're here. Ooh, Letecia ain't got camera. She ain't got her head down today, does she?
They're not on yet.
No, they're on. Do I need to boost audio?
Okay.
Yo, Letecia just gulped. I saw that. She just gulped.
Court will call 20 CR 1358. People versus Letecia Stauch. Record should reflect the jury is not present in the courtroom.
Oh, she's awake.
I've been advised that the jury has reached verdicts in this case. Before I bring the jury in, I want to remind everybody of a couple of things. First of all, if you have a phone out, put it away, unless you are in this front row. In addition, I know that this is an emotional case. I get that. I understand that. Really, I do. But this jury has worked hard. So regardless of whether you agree with or don't agree with their verdict, you need to exercise appropriate decorum. So let's not have any emotional outbursts or anything like that. And I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and bring the jury in.
Oh, what is this?
Now that I have you doing something else.
No, I don't want this. Yes, keep this. Okay. No.
Okay.
Oh, they're messing everything up. What is going on? Hold on a second.
Seem to be on.
Try to get a zoom in of the. Okay. Listen, I want to see her fucking reaction. I want to see her reaction. Long crime is not good for mental health. But like, do you ever do the thing where it's like the flood effect? You're like, you know what? Let me just like flood exposure myself to like a bunch of just bad crap.
So long as it's broadcasting, I just wanted to make sure that was not the issue.
I read about a story about a plastic surgeon drugged a lawyer in the bathroom of his office, carted him out in the trash can in Florida. Oh, geez. Why? Was it a random thing or was it someone that they knew? Looks like a Ring camera from 10 years ago. Yeah, I mean, at least they streamed this though. I do wish the judge allowed the court TV.
All rise for the jury, please.
Yo, Letecia is so awake today. Oh my God. Too late now, ma'am. Too late. It is too damn late. Go back to sleep, Letecia.
Thank you. May all be seated. Court will recall 20 CR 1358, People versus Letecia Stauch. Record should reflect the jury has returned to the courtroom. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I see that juror number 5, that would be you, has all the instructions and things like that. That's usually a tip-off to me that you might be the foreperson. Are you in fact the foreperson? And has the jury reached verdicts in this case? All right. If you would hand the instructions and the verdict forms to Mr. Sproul, please. Thank you.
Why do you guys think she doesn't have her head down right now? You think she's going to finally fess up? Oh, I wonder what he's whispering to her.
All right. The verdict forms do appear to be in proper order.
She looks nervous. I know it's pixelated, but she looks
I will
nervous.
have a question for you because there's some extra writing on here, but I think I understand what's going on. So with respect to count number 1, charge of murder in the first degree after deliberation, we, the jury, find the defendant Letecia Stauch guilty of count number 1, murder in the first degree after deliberation.
Yes!
With respect to count number 2, charge of murder in the first degree, child under 12 by a person in a position of trust, we, the jury, find the defendant Letecia Stauch guilty of count number 2, murder in the first degree, child under 12, position of trust. With respect to count number 3, charge of tampering with a deceased human body, we, the jury, find the defendant Letecia Stauch guilty of count number 3, tampering with a deceased human body. With respect to count number 4, charge of tampering with physical evidence, we, the jury, find the defendant Letecia Stauch guilty of count number 4, tampering with physical evidence. I wanted to ask the jury, or actually the foreperson, there is some extra writing on here with respect to question number 1. There's a cross through and some initials.
They're so happy back there.
And then on part B, there's also a cross through with initials. Was that signifying that you were not answering that and you intended to answer guilty as to that charge?
Yes, sir.
All right. And is that what you intended with all of the other verdict forms?
Yes, sir.
All right. With that, does either side wish to have the jury poll the prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What this means is that this is a process that is sometimes requested by the attorneys following a verdict to make sure that everybody has agreed on all parts of it. So I'll go down the row, starting in the back. Juror number 1, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 2, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 3, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 4, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 5, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 6, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 7, is this and are these your verdicts?
Yes, sir.
Juror number 8, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 9, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 10, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 11, is this and are these your verdicts? Juror number 12, is this and are these your verdicts?
Ain't no one buying your bullshit, Maria. Get out of here. Oh my gosh, thank God. Oh, did I turn my camera off?
I want to thank all of you
Where'd my camera go?
for your service. Jurors don't get a lot of training. However, you all were selected because you were willing to be open-minded and impartial, and were willing to make decisions based on the facts and the law. You, the jury, heard and saw the evidence. You paid attention all day, every day. Someone else may tell you they disagree with or they disagree with your verdict or some aspect of your service. They may want to express their opinion on the matter. However, we didn't ask them for any of their opinions. We asked you for your judgment. We asked you for your verdict based on the law and based on the evidence. Someone else may tell you they think they're better and smarter and more intuitive than all of you were. Ignore them.
I love this judge. Let's go.
As a judge, rarely does a day go by that I don't make somebody in the courtroom mad. The fact that some people may disagree with your verdict or the law only means that those who disagree with you were not carefully selected to be fair and impartial. They did not take an oath to follow the law and to judge all of the facts, and they see it differently from you because they didn't see it all from the perspective you did.
I love this judge.
And they did not discuss the facts with 11 others who were also fair and impartial and sworn to follow the law. You decided this case. This verdict is your verdict. And this is the verdict in the case. No poll, no approval or disapproval, and no press analysis changes that fact. This is the verdict in the case. The press or someone else at some point may wish to talk to you. We live in a world of exceptional voyeurism in reality TV, and this is about as real as it gets. They may try to dissect the evidence, your thought process, and your decision. It's a free country. Anyone can ask you anything about your verdict. You can answer if you choose. They can also, however, respect your privacy and allow you to contact them only if you want to talk to them. And if you don't want to, you don't have to talk to anyone about your verdict. If you do talk with someone, you can tell them as little or as much as you like. Someone may even ask you to give an affidavit regarding some aspect of your jury service. You're free to give an affidavit. You're free to decline to give an affidavit. That is a personal decision you are entitled to make. If anyone continues to talk to you after you have told them you do not want to speak about the matter or becomes critical of you or your jury service, please report that incident to me. Again, I want to thank you very much for your service. Without honest people of our community serving on jurors, we cannot secure the right to a jury trial in this country. And it's a very valuable and a very important right. I want to leave you with some language from a case that was decided by the United States Supreme Court in Louisiana versus Duncan. In that case, an individual was denied the right to a jury by trial, or a trial by jury, sorry. And that case went all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court sent it back to the state of Louisiana. And it said, you need to give this man what the Constitution requires, which is a trial by jury. And when it sent the case back to Louisiana, it said, we believe that trial by jury is fundamental to the American scheme of justice. Trial by jury is more than an instrument of justice and more than one wheel of the Constitution. It is the lamp that shows that freedom lives. Without your dedication and sacrifice, that lamp would not shine as brightly as it does. So I truly thank you for your service. You are now discharged with the thanks of the court. And for the last time, all rise for the jury, please.
Oh, you know how to rise for the jury, Letecia. Well. Guilty. Hi, KK. Oh my God, appeal. Please. I mean, Should probably
Thank you.
try,
May all
right?
be seated.
Doesn't hurt to try. Ugh. Everyone has a right to appeal.
I don't know how you want to proceed on sentencing. I do need to talk to the jury for a few minutes because I need to tell them some things about security issues, counseling issues, and things like that. So I do need to talk with them for a few minutes. I also didn't know if the family, the prosecution, anybody
Oh, victim impact statements?
wanted to have some time to process the verdicts. I also understand that everybody's been here for 5 weeks, so I get that part too. So I'm open to whatever you want to do with respect to sentencing, but I probably am going to need at least a half an hour with the jury.
A half an hour?
I think that would be appropriate, Judge. The people are obviously ready to go to immediate sentencing. I believe defenses as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can tell you that the family's been thinking about this day for over 3 years. They're ready to go to sentencing as well.
Yes, let's go.
Then give me about 30 minutes and we will come back and proceed to sentencing at that point in time.
Huh? The Trump stuff already?
All right.
Wait, so what is he going to do with the jury? He's just going to talk with them? I need to use the bathroom. Leticia's like, I'm sitting down. I'm constipated. Trying to throw a yawn in. Oh, man. Letecia, she moving around a lot right now. Dude, none of her lawyers comforting her. Look at her sitting there. No one comforting her. No hugs from the lawyers? Wait, shoulder pat? Now he's like, I'm ready to get out of here too, dude. Oh, man. It's so funny just to see her watching. She's trying to keep herself busy. You know, when you're like at an awkward party, you're just like, don't want to just sit there. So you try to keep yourself busy. Let me drink some water. Man, let me just stretch it out a little bit. Man, this, oh, God. Dude, I'm so glad she's going to go away for a very long time. I think she knew. You know, I think she did everything she can to try to get out of it. But I think at the end of the day, she knew she was screwed. I don't think she had a chance of beating it. Like Murdoch, for example, I think he truly thought that he had a chance of beating it when the trial was happening. I think Letecia, you know, she did a Hail Mary. And she probably knew that people weren't buying it. She was hoping people would buy it. Oh, you know, she's got a tough 40 years ahead of her. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, we found a written complaint that Letecia wrote about the prison that she's at. She was like complaining about how she wasn't given proper medication to treat her constipation. She hadn't pooped in like 11 to 15 days or something. She was complaining about not receiving proper kosher food, and she was like starving and she was hungry, and they rescinded her kosher food. And she was like, well, it's because I had nothing else to eat. And I was like, I don't know. They said that like she was like sneaking in non-kosher food. And she was like, well, I had to eat something. I don't know. And then she was complaining about, what was the other thing? She fell off the top bunk, got her head knocked around, and she was complaining about not getting proper care for that. Yeah, she tried to sue the prison. A little lawsuit going on right now. Yeah, that's crazy. We're going to get sentencing in 30 minutes. Oh, I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. The judge is going to talk to the jury about therapy that is available for them to process. Oh, wait, really? Do they provide therapy for jury? Because, you know, they must have seen all the pictures and stuff. That is very traumatizing. That'd be really cool if they did provide that. I never knew that they did. Or are you just guessing? Backpack lawyer asking the other one if they both have to be there for sentencing. Yeah, can I get out of here early? Can I get a half day today? Let me out of here. Her narcissism won't allow her to show her tears. Yeah, you know, it's like she doesn't even show any like an ounce of empathy at all. She's all about her. Like, she has no tear whatsoever. Wait, what's going on here? Okay. I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I gotta update my title because I can't believe they're doing sentencing today. Jesus. Yeah, wow. I mean, we're all pretty sure she's gonna get like life, no parole. Life, no parole. Jasmine, the constipated princess, is going to prison. I forgot about that. What was it again? She said it was like Jasmine, the frisky princess or something. That was one of her personas. Hi, Daniela. How are you doing today? She thought she was going to a luxury prison. Yeah, not in America. Maybe in, I don't know. I heard if you go to prison in like Denmark or Sweden or something like that, it's kind of chill over there. You might get access to like video games or something. I don't know. The fact that kosher meals are not being handled according to spec is making all her mashugane. I have no idea to pronounce that. Mashugane. That's stuff how our lawyers are banning her. Oh man, I really do wonder if they're going to try to appeal. I mean, I feel like everyone is entitled to getting an appeal, right? So if you're in prison for the rest of your life, it's like, well, I ain't got nothing else to do, so I might as well just try to appeal it. And it's not like it's coming out of your pocket or anything. Got the lawyers to do it for you. Hold on a second. What happened to the... Was it, what happened for the Murdoch appeals? Weren't they planning on appealing as well? Do we ever hear anything about that? I know Murdoch was trying to appeal, and then Terry Sanderson, I don't think is appealing, right? They're just dropping it. I think we heard a little bit about a little bit in the grapevine that he might appeal, but I haven't heard any updates about the appeal for any of those two. You should check out Dr. G Explains. He talks about the doctor went on the stand. Oh man, what did they say, Jennifer? Someone else also recommended me another YouTube channel too. It was like another psychiatrist that reacted to Dr. Lewis. Give parole after 150 years just for the meme. You ever hear the term or the phrase "evil never dies"? I don't know, man. Letecia, pretty damn evil. Yeah, I guess what will be her grounds for an appeal, right? They would need to have some sort of grounds or something. What would they say? Are her lawyers ready? Dude, I'm sure they're like, oh my God, thank God, let's get out of here. Because not only do they have to represent their client, but it's being live streamed. And I don't know, man. I feel like that's kind of tough for lawyers. Because sometimes you're just a public defender. You're just doing your job, right? And sometimes you get clients that are child murderers. And yeah, it must be hard if you realize that your trial is being live streamed for everyone to watch. Sanderson, good. Sanderson is not going to appeal. Paltrow is not asking for lawyer fees. You know what? I had a feeling she was going to do that. But I felt like because she sat through the trial, I think she started feeling a little bit of like sympathy for Sanderson. Sanderson's this old dude who truly believes that he was hit and, you know, his life got fucked, basically. Not because it was Paltrow's fault, but it just got fucked nonetheless. And I had a feeling that Gwyneth Paltrow was going to be like, hey, you know what? Like, fuck the lawyer's fees. Murdoch is trying to get the funds to appeal. From where? Oh, God. 7 days. She's going to get us all. American prisons suck. I wish they would be geared towards rehabilitation much more. Yeah. Rather than being places of abuse and cruelty, don't get me wrong, it's good that she's behind bars. Yeah, if you're like if it's like life in prison, then like fuck it. But if you're in prison for like what, like petty crime, you're there for like 2, 3, 5 years or something like that. Yeah, definitely should be geared more towards rehabilitation. But I haven't read any studies or anything about prison lately, so I don't know much about it. I just have my own thoughts that, you know, when you're in prison, you're kind of just fucked. But yeah, I don't know. Letecia might try. Oh, ineffective counsel. Can she try to say that like, oh, ineffective counsel because they got a oh, what about ineffective expert witness? Is that a thing? He's trying to pull from his 401k. She better get used to being alone and shamed. Prison industrial complex, no one sent her for rehab. Sometimes some scientists have been able to reverse, no way, aging in rats. No way. Sometimes I wonder how much more this would make a life sentence suck. Oh no. I mean, they want to give it to the prisoners though, even if that was a thing. Hey, Big Fawn, how are you doing today? How's it going? I'm assuming she had public defenders. Yeah. I'm just making a guess there. Did she hire her own? Let's see. Because there's no way in hell that Al Stauch would help pay for it. Letecia, she was working a bit, but I mean, I don't know, to hire attorneys and stuff like that's expensive. Oh, didn't Letecia Stauch mention that she was trying to get Jose Baez to represent her or something like that? I didn't watch the video, but I saw Jose Baez did like an interview. Oh, dude, hold on a second. Is this real? Did Letecia Stauch want to represent herself? Wait, hold on a second. Wait, hold on. Let's see what this is. I'm reading the Gazette right now. Letecia Stauch to continue trial without lawyer in stepson's killing. This is February 26, 2021. Okay. This is like 2 years ago. Stauch said she clearly understood her rights and wished to proceed trial without an attorney. Oh my God. We got another Mr. Brooks over here. I understand that, but I'm so confident that I have 2 pieces of evidence that could clear up my name. Does one of them include the polygraph? Stauch said during the hearing. She did not describe the evidence. Stauch, 37, charged. Judge Warner questioned Stauch on Friday on whether she knew the basic procedures of the law, how to introduce evidence, and whether that evidence would be allowed by the court. Stauch acknowledged that she did not know the aspects of the law, but said she was frustrated with communication between her and her attorneys, and that she would know when to hold them and when to fold them. She's playing poker now? Stauch also acknowledged that she had no legal background. Judge Warner warned Stauch that you take great risk of not properly presenting your case, and that if I granted your request, it's possible that you don't get a change your mind later. But Stauch insists on representing herself. The judge will provide a legal advisor to help Stauch during the trial, but they will not represent her in court. Prosecutors said 30,000 pages of discovery documents will be needed to provide to Stauch. Damn, 30,000. Stauch's murder trial has been delayed several times, including 2 examinations to determine whether she was mentally fit to stand trial. She was found competent both times. The court will reconvene March 5th. Okay. I don't know. I'm just assuming they're public defenders. I'm just assuming. Maybe she has money hidden somewhere. I don't know. Maybe someone funded for her. Letecia Stauch's lawyers. I don't know. If I could do some digging, I'm sure I can find it. Will Cook, Josh Tolini. Colorado Springs, right? Will Cook. Wait, permanently closed? Jesus. Will Cook. I don't know. Is this seasoned defense lawyer? And who was the other one? Tolini, right? Josh Tolini. Tolini still has a law firm. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Or maybe it's like a pro bono case. Oh, fuck, man. Imagine doing a pro bono case for Letecia. Hey, Justin. Yeah, we're just waiting for sentencing right now. So a lot of people are just kind of here to see what's going on. Glad the verdict is guilty. She's a piece of crapple. I agree, James. Hey, Sean. Hi, Mimi. How are you doing today? How's it going? She did that briefly before changing her plea to insanity so that she would be able to see all the evidence in the case. I wonder what was the 2 pieces of evidence that she say that would clear her? Or was she just going to come up with that later on? She couldn't afford Jose. Yeah, Jose Baez is like, isn't he in retirement right now? And doesn't he just like teach a class for like, I don't know, like a law school or something? Oh, yeah. If I don't know if they're doing victim impact statements, but I definitely do want to hear them. Imagine she gets off scot-free. No, 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 no. Let's not stress our minds like that. Sometimes when I think of like imaginary things, it actually does stress me out. And like, I'll have an argument with myself in my head. Then I'm like, okay, wait, hold on a second. I have to remember. This is not actually happening in reality. I recommend the YouTube video. Norton's prison compares Scandinavian prisons with American ones. The rate of prisoners who return to crime is much lower in Scandinavia. May have rebranded to get away from the case's shadow. I know a guy who represented himself twice and wiped the floor clean with his opposition, but he has a near photographic memory, found stuff his original lawyers didn't. What did you miss? Guilty, which we knew. We knew she was going to get guilty, right? They only delivered for like 7 hours. Hey, Opai, how are you doing today? What's going on? Your husband loves that channel, though. She had the same evidence that that AH did. Listen, AH, she chilling, okay? She's not resurfacing. Let's not summon her to come back. She's just chilling. I think the last thing that I saw was Tug covered that she quit Hollywood or something. But Tug did make a very funny observation. He was like, she didn't quit Hollywood. She was already booted out of Hollywood. And he said that like, it's like when someone says that like, it's like when you're getting fired, right? Like you're fired from a job and then someone's like, I'm not fired, I quit. So that was funny. They have better results in treating the prisoners as rehab. Plus an ASMR solo from the judge. Yeah, I think everyone loves the judge's voice. He's just got that deep, girthy voice, you know? Letecia going to be by Tisha today. All right, guys. We got sentencing coming up in 15 minutes. 15. She was stoic. You know? She kind of just sat there. I think she knew. I think she prepared herself. I think she knew what was going to go down. She kind of just sat there. And then after, when everyone got up to like sort of like do like a mini celebration, she just sat there like drinking water, stretching around, you know, just being really awkward, sitting there being a loner. No one to comfort her whatsoever. Her parents are hilarious. Oh my God, my succubus in the World of Warcraft. I saw that WoW has a new thing coming out soon, right? Or has it already been out? I was thinking about playing Diablo. Oh, we'll see. Let's see what else we got going on. Letecia. Wait, how is this correct? Letecia Stauch found guilty in stepson's death 4 hours ago. What? That was posted 4 hours ago. No way. The world of StarCraft. I never got into StarCraft. I played Warcraft, though. I didn't know what was going on. I was just a kid. Thought I saw her give her one of their trainers a wild outlook, like, oh, well. Yeah, I don't know. This is her reaction. Shoot, where is it? It's kind of just like, it is what it is.
For privacy. Please.
Right here. She knew. You know, I would have loved to see the sentencing of Stephanie Melgoza, the woman whose video went viral recently, or not her video, but it's like a body cam video of her. The woman who was in a DUI and killed 2 people, and she was batshit crazy. I don't know what to say about her, but I wish we saw her sentencing. Apparently, she did cry, gave a little speech or something. Oh, do you guys think Letecia's gonna say something? Because usually the judges will give them a chance to say something, right? Before sentencing. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Oh my God. Do you think Letecia's going to talk? Eee! How is your gardening coming along? I actually found the method for getting the weeds. What I do is I get the hand shovel. I push it in really, really deep and like snap the root out and just pluck it out. So that's what I've been doing to my weeds. But you know what? I've been getting mushrooms, which is really annoying because I don't want my dogs to eat the mushrooms and die. Yeah, I don't know. We've been getting mushrooms here and there. Freaking annoying. Everyone to be stoic until the judges have to serve their sentence until 30:30. She's going to jump on the table and scream. Oh wait. Who was that lady that did like she like fake fainted? Oh man, lady fake faints in court. Oh my god. Is it this woman? It was like the fakest faint ever.
All right, new developments in the trial against.
Oh my god. Oh man, who was the lady that you're talking about? No. She did like a fake faint. It was so bad. Did she murder her husband? You remember her? Maybe. Oh, I don't remember. Oh my god, hold on. Woman fake faints. This one? Oh, this lady. This is the most extra lady ever. What's her name? Diana Lovejoy? That's her name? Oh, dude. Diana Lovejoy. Oh, dude, it's so funny. Diana Lovejoy. Diana Lovejoy plots against her estranged husband. Wait, why? Diana Lovejoy. Oh my gosh. Diana Lovejoy verdict. Dude, that's a woman that thought that she was going to get away with it. Oh, that is so funny. Oh, man. Is this what it is? CBS News? Do we have a non-CBS News one? Oh, I want to watch like the whole thing. Okay. Let's try this one. She thought she was going to get away with it. She's in disbelief. She's looking at her attorneys like, y'all can get me out of this, right? Can you get me out of this?
One as charged in count one. Paren one as charged in count one. We further find true the allegations that Diana Jean Lovejoy was vicariously armed with a firearm within the meaning of Penal Code Section.
Look at that slow head turn. Oh my God, it's sinking in.
12022, Paren A, Paren 1, dated 11/13/17.
She's in disbelief. Oh my God.
Signed foreperson. Same title, same cause. Verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant.
Oh man, maybe I should have been murdered after all. Oh, maybe that was a bad idea. I forgot that you could actually get in trouble for it.
Diana Jean Lovejoy, guilty of the crime of attempted murder of Greg Mulvihill in
Oh, okay. Attempted murder. Okay, cool. So she didn't actually kill him.
violation of Penal Code Section 664/187, Paren A, Paren 1, as charged on count 2. We further find true the allegation that Diana Jean Lovejoy acted willfully, deliberately, and
I forgot that she talks under her breath too. Oh my gosh. She's like, are you serious? Can you wake me up right now? This is a dream, isn't it?
with premeditation within the meaning of Penal Code Section
He's like, yeah, bitch, you're screwed.
109. We further find true the allegation that Diana
I feel like the lawyer has a little smirk on his face though.
the allegation that Diana
He's like, it's like when you're trying to hold a laugh.
Jean Lovejoy was vicariously armed with a firearm
Oh
within the
my
meaning of
God.
Penal Code Section 12022, Paren A, Paren 1, dated 11/13/17, signed foreperson.
The attorney's like,
In the Superior Court of the State of California, in and for the County of San Diego,
what is this like slowest faint to ever happen?
the people of the State of California, plaintiff versus Weldon K. McDavid, defendant, case number SCN 363925,
The other two dudes, they don't care. They're just like, oh my God.
DA number OCD 980, verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Weldon K. McDavid, guilty of...
No! Why is the camera not on her? Oh, please. Did she actually slam her head on the table? Everyone's like,
5, DA number OCD 980, verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Weldon K. McDavid, guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder.
Oh, please.
All right, we're gonna need to take a break. You're done.
Who's crying in the back? Is that like one of her family members? Her eyes are open.
And if we could have, you can have the jury go back into
She thought slow was more dramatic. You know how sometimes when you're actually doing it, it feels like you're doing it right until you watch the playback. You're like, oh my God, that is so cringe. I hope she got to see this playback and realize that it is so cringe. Everyone's just like, oh God. Who's crying in the back? Must be one of her family members. Oh my God. Wait, hold on a second. I didn't get to see the head slam though. Dude, this lady.
Okay, folks. Okay.
Okay. I know I'm making a lot of judgments, but Diana Lovejoy probably got away with a lot of shit by faking things. And maybe the person who's in the background is like her sister, younger sister, mom, aunt, or something. Maybe they called the fuck out of her. They're over there screaming, help her, help her.
At this point, we need to clear out the courtroom.
She was probably caught it all her life. I don't know. I'm making a lot of judgments though. All right. We're back for sentencing. Holy shit. Wait, are we back for sentencing? 5 minutes. Okay. Help her! Help her! I was looking for the moment where her head actually makes contact with the table though. Jesus. Who would have it? Oh, that chapter? Oh. I love me that chapter. Diana Lovejoy had it all, a good job, a husband, and a child, hobbies that she was passionate about, living in the beautiful city of Carlsbad, California. However, when divorce loomed, Diana feared for her life. She reached out to a local instructor, and not long after, her ex-husband got a call to go to the remote location where a sniper was lurking. Wait! Oh, I'm starting to remember more about this. Oh, dude, okay. Yeah, she actually got a guy to agree to try to snipe her husband. The husband got out of the car. Wait, why did the husband go to the location again? The husband went there because I think they said they had like Diana in custody or something, that she was going to get killed and like he needs to show up with like no cops. Was it something like that? Or did they have like, his kid? There was a reason why he showed up at this location. And then the guy tried to snipe the husband. The husband made it out alive. But then I think they left like a crap ton of evidence behind. And that's how they got caught, right? Oh, dude. Oh, man. Hold on. Botched murder for hire plot. Pair spent 1 month developing a plan. Oh, here it is. Here it is. That chapter has it. Okay. Kudos to that chapter. Yeah, I already saw this video. Okay.
Firearm within the meaning of Penal Code Section 12022, paren A, paren 1, dated 11/13/17, signed 4 persons. In the Superior Court of the State of California, in and for the County of San Diego.
Oh, was it a child handoff? Okay.
The people of the State of California. Plaintiff versus Weldon K. McDavid, defendant. McDavid, guilty of the crime of
Oh, I guess we never actually see the thumb. Darn, okay.
conspiracy to commit murder.
Okay, so not only that, but she actually gets carted away. Do we have the moment she's being carted away? Oh, here's the man that was...
Diana will be eligible for parole when she is 70 years old.
Oh, okay, she can't come after me then.
Weldon, when he is 100.
Wow. Yeah, this is the man that agreed. I don't understand how do you agree to kill someone? Oh, but I think his defense was that Diana told him that she was being abused by her husband and the husband was also abusing the kid. But here's the thing. You knew that was true. You don't go assassinate someone based on the words of another person. Like, yeah, you gotta take it to the police, man. Don't be acting like Batman over here, okay? Vigilante is not a thing. Especially in America. You're gonna get fucked. Do they have the moment where she's being carted away? Oh, we do actually. Woman faints in court. Okay, this is her getting carted away. Dude, they had to bring her back for sentencing. I mean,
Lovejoy was unconscious for a time, then taken to a hospital for treatment. Court was adjourned briefly, then back in session for the two verdicts to be
Diana, we know you awake right there. You awake. Dude, this is just wasting people's
read
time.
against McDavid. He also found
Diana's like, are there people around? Okay.
guilty on both charges. After court, the jury foreperson said the defense version didn't seem plausible.
The defense seemed almost too far-fetched.
It was an ambush in a rural part of Carlsbad, a sniper on the ground with a silencer waiting. The defense said McDavid just wanted to scare him over the hill, that he wanted to shoot out the
Oh, that's right. It wasn't even, they weren't even trying to murder him. That's what they said. That's what they said. Oh, okay. I remember this.
flashlight he was carrying, that if he wanted to kill, he would have.
My thought from
Or the guy just missed, you know? He shot his shot and he missed. Oh, man. I think he got caught because he went number 2. Oh, no. I think I remember that. Oh, you're right. The sniper took a shit. Hold on, I vaguely remember that. Oh no! Was that what it was? They found a towel covered in feces. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let me read this until they come back. They should be back soon. I'm actually getting hungry, dude. Lunch. It was the 1st of September 2016, a Thursday. Jason Kovac called 911. He told the dispatcher his friend has been shot. He's been bleeding pretty bad. According to Jason, he was with his friend, 47-year-old Greg Mulvihill. They were attacked by a nearby trail by a sniper. It was 11 p.m. They went in the dark trail off blah, 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 blah in Carlsbad. Greg has been shot. He was taken to the hospital for emergency surgery. Police wanted to know what they were doing at the time of the night and who wanted to hurt Greg. Police discovered that Greg was in the middle of a bitter divorce and custody battle with Diana Lovejoy. Diana was a software technical writer, and they had a three-year-old son together. Greg and Diana met in 2005. Dating site seemed like a good match. They like outdoors, walks, hiking. They married. 2012, they had their son. Relationship began to deteriorate. Greg was made unemployed. Diana was a sole proprietor. She made a complaint that she was suffering with chronic fatigue and told others that she believed her health was fading. Diana believed that she had fibromyalgia and believed that her son had an illness and it took a toll on their marriage. She decided to divorce in 2014. By 2016, divorce was not finalized, but they were both working co-parenting with their son. Wait, what's the issue then? Why kill the husband? What's the issue? Police spoke to Jason to ascertain why they went to that trail. Jason told them that Greg got a call from that night from the man who claimed he was a private investigator. The caller told Greg that he had uncovered information that may be of assistance in the divorce proceedings and a custody hearing that would give him an opportunity, just one chance to see what it was. Oh, was it a custody battle? Oh, come on. You're going to kill the other husband for a custody battle? Dude, that's like, you don't care about the kid. You just want to win at that point. You just want to win. You do not care about the kid. When Greg got the call, he was suspicious. He called the non-emergency number, told a dispatcher. He asked the dispatcher if the call seemed odd. Dispatcher agreed it was unusual. Oh, selfie cam. Hi. Hey, Judge. Hey, Judge, how are you doing today?
All right.
Judge Vernon
All
is
right,
here.
court will recall 20 CR 1358, People versus Letecia Stauch. My understanding is that both sides are prepared to proceed to sentencing. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Before we start, well, first of all, I assume that we're going to have some family members.
We have some family members and other people that were affected by this
Okay.
case that would like to speak, yes.
Sure. All right. Before we start, I want to remind everybody that I am the person that imposes the sentence in this case. That means that when you come up to the podium, you address all your comments to me. You need to do that in a respectful fashion. Remember the decorum. You guys have done great for the last 5 or 6 weeks. And I know we're at the end now, but it's still important to continue with that type of appropriate and proper conduct. So If there's anyone that is going to speak as to sentencing, you don't turn and face the defendant. All your comments are directed to me.
Really?
In addition, Ms. Stauch, you'll have an opportunity to make a statement to the court as well. Same rule applies to you. Your comments are directed to me. You don't turn and face anybody in the gallery or anybody else. If you have any comments, you make them to me. So with that, prosecution.
Hi, James.
Before we get
Thank
started, I
you.
just got a notification that it sounds like maybe on WebEx, your mic might be off, or I was
No?
just getting a notification that people are not hearing that.
It's,
Someone's trolling.
it looks like it's on. Or my tab says it's on.
Look at the long crime chat.
Okay.
It
He
is.
says it's working.
Okay.
It may not have been on a little bit ago, and we were having a technical issue, and I think it got restarted, so I think we're okay now.
Okay.
I appreciate James.
But
Welcome.
if you continue to get messages, let me know.
I will do, Judge.
Okay.
The first person that would like to make a statement to the court is Nicole.
All right.
And I'll have each person spell their name for the court report.
Yes.
Hi, Nicole.
All right. Just step up to the podium there and just state your name and then tell me what you have to tell me.
Nicole Mobley, Nicole Mobley. I just want to initially thank you for everything that you've done through all of this, as well as the prosecution. This has been well over 3 years of a family, as well as hundreds or thousands of us who have gone through a lot. It's been hard. It's been heartbreaking. And to finally see some kind of justice, especially for his family, is incredible. And I just want to thank everybody for everything that you guys have done.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Jane?
Hello, Your Honor. My name is Janie Cadenas,
All right. Can you spell that last name?
Cadenas.
Okay. Go ahead.
Also, like what Nicole said, wanted to thank you for making this such a fair and neutral trial through the process. I am here today as I have sat with the family for the last 3 years as a community member in Lorson Ranch who has watched the turmoil that this has caused everybody in our community. 3 years ago, we heard as a neighborhood what happened, that a little boy went missing, and we rallied together in a way that most communities can never experience or imagine. We came together and we helped find ways to get media involved, to get search parties involved, to do everything we could to be of assistance to find this little boy, because Gannon wasn't just a neighbor, he was all of our little boys for months and months until he was found. We were all scared to let our kids go outside because we were scared that they would be kidnapped. We didn't know what was going to happen. And through that process, we all came together and we met Landon and Al, those of us that didn't know them, and we built relationships and friendships and garnered a family relationship with them through that process. But this is just one thing that, as a community member, somebody who was a part of it from the beginning, that I can confidently say, this is the worst tragedy that anybody could ever go through, and every parent's nightmare. And I have watched and held Landon as she falls apart time after time. But we are here today and justice has finally been served for Gannon. And we want to thank you as a community for that opportunity for this to happen today.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dude, look at Letecia, man. I can't help but just look at her.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Jeff Davenport, Jeffdavenport.
All right.
I am Gannon's great uncle. I'm Albert's uncle, and my sister Debbie, who hopefully will be speaking in a few minutes, is his grandmother. Because I am a couple of steps away from him in relation, even though I have personal memories of Gannon and the loving, wonderful young man that he was and the great man he would have been. I want to leave the depth of impact to his parents. So I would like to talk about the breadth of impact. The preciousness of an 11-year-old's life is beyond measure, and all other impacts to all the rest of us pale in comparison to the loss he suffered himself. But this now convicted murderer did not just murder Gannon. She murdered all of the love and joy and encouragement and security he would have brought to all those he encountered throughout his life. She murdered his children and his grandchildren and all of the joy and love and encouragement and security they would have brought to all those they encountered throughout their life, and so on and so on. She murdered his junior prom, his senior prom, his high school graduation, his college years, his career, his marriage, his retirement, and his golden years. And it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
Because
true.
of her crime, all of our fragile trust in one another has been further eroded. It's not an exaggeration to say that millions of people throughout the world have heard of this crime and will, as a consequence, be less trusting and more suspicious of those in whose care they entrust their children, even those who have loved and cared for their children for years.
That's how I feel.
And because of her specious, cynical, calculated use of the NGRI defense in this case, those who are truly mentally ill will be treated with more suspicion and may not receive the help that they need. The reverberations of her murder of Gannon will ripple throughout eternity, and the impact of her crime is truly incalculable. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that was a great uncle.
Mr. Allen?
Really? DP? In Colorado?
Thank you, Judge. It's Veronica Birkenstock, spelled Veronica, Birkenstock, Birkenstock. I am Landon's Aunt Veronica, or Aunt V, Gannon's great aunt. Nothing in life prepares you for the murder of a child. No one ever thinks this can happen to your family. A little over 3.5 years ago, I got a call, a very dreaded call, that I needed to come and be with Landon. For over 3 years, I have dear left her side in all the hearings, all the motions, and all the hearings that the defendant decided not to come to because she didn't think it was important. But regardless, we showed up, and we showed up for Gannon. I want to talk about forgiveness today because as a Christian, I have to forgive, not because I want to, because human flesh does not want to. The judge today, on behalf of Landon and I, we want this court to know that we have forgiven Letecia for what she did. God is the ultimate judger. But I pray today that you, Judge, will give her what she deserves on this earth, and we'll let God do the rest in eternity. I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but I would like to leave this Bible. And at some point in time, if you think it's okay, to give to Letecia as she serves her life sentence. And we hope that will be the punishment that you render shortly. But this is a life application Bible. For the rest of her natural life, I hope she will read the Word of God. And I hope that she will turn from her evil ways and the things that she did to our family. I have sat here for 6 weeks, and I have listened to the horrendous things that she did to my nephew. I don't want the last memory of him to be what she did to him. Our last memory of Gannon was one of fun, love, joy. So articulate, and despite everything, he was gifted and talented. He wasn't supposed to live. The day he was born, the doctors told us he had really no chance. He weighed 1 pound and a few ounces. I'll never forget the picture that Albert sent when he took his wedding ring and it would fit all the way to his shoulder. For months, I saw Landon and Albert pray over their baby. And one of the happiest days was the day he got to come home. And I was there with them. I got to spend the first night holding him for the first time and looked in his beautiful little eyes, and he fought so hard to get there. His 11 years did have impact. And I want us to remember Gannon is who he was, not what this evil deed did to his memory. He is our hero and will always be our hero. Letecia tried to steal many things from my niece. She called her a drug addict. She called her homeless when she was in the hospital having her third child. She was there for months and months trying to save her life and her baby. She wasn't homeless. Landon's a good mother. She loved her children. And she loved Gannon. And her only son was taken away by someone who was just ferociously jealous of my niece. With all that being
I see
said,
that.
I pray that you will give her the sentence that she deserves. But I also pray that God will forgive her if she repents and turns from her evil ways.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Allen?
My name is Bob Rogers, B-O-B, R-O-G-E-R-S. My wife Patty and I are grandparents to Lena and Gannon, who we never had the opportunity to meet in person. Over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of tears and challenges with Al, if we hopefully helped him walk through this tragedy. The person that comes to mind for me is Lena. Lena is Gannon's younger sister. And we have the opportunity to be grandparents to her. And she's a beautiful child. She sings beautifully. She's talented. What she doesn't have is an older brother to stand beside her as she goes through her life. She still mentions Gannon quite often, her brother. We never want the spirit of Gannon or the memory of Gannon to be lost. So I just am a loss for words. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Well, I like the jab that the grandmother, the great aunt said. She was jealous of my niece. I think that hurt Letecia. I don't think she cares
I am
about
Deborah
Gannon.
Pierce,
But
P-E-A-R-C-E. Sorry. Gannon's grandmother. And I just wanted to thank you, first of all, Your Honor, for this court. Everything that's been done for everyone who has so carefully and impartially cared for this case, for this loss of this precious child. And I feel that if Gannon were here today, he would say, please, please protect my family and be concerned for the loss that they've had. This has gone from my children to my grandchildren, little children who lost a cousin who never understood why something like this could happen. If he were here today, he would say, please take care of my family. Make sure that they're protected as time goes on and as this life goes on. And obviously, to help us to go forward in this life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, Your Honor.
I think it's Gannon's
my name
mom.
is Landon Bullard, also referred to as Hyatt in this case, but Bullard's B-U-L-L-A-R-D.
look at Leticia's head. I feel like
I
it went
miss you,
down even
Gannon,
more.
and I love you to the moon and back again. I know every day you're with me and your sisters, but that will never be taken away. The ache that I have for you
to hold you, to hug you, to tell you how much I love you, and to see your smile in your innocence. I remember all the pain your dad and I suffered with having children. It was never easy, and we were always fearful through the process. On September the 29th, 2008, our lives were forever changed. Our first biggest blessing came into the world, weighing only 1 pound and 6 ounces. You fought all the odds and developed a personality and a smile that's larger than life. You became my hero that day. You forever changed my heart and my life, and that will never change. That is something that can never be taken away from me. You came into this world fighting. And unfortunately, you left this world fighting. Your Honor, she fought against someone that he loved and trusted. Someone that myself and Albert both trusted and loved. Someone who can never understand what it means to love or trust anyone but herself. For more than 3 agonizing years, I've often wondered what I may say, or if I would even be able to. For 3 years, I have questioned every single possibility and scenario. For 3 years, I have tried to forgive you, but I can't. I want to. But no parent should have to bury their child. No parent should have to see or hear the horrific things you have done to the whole family. She has taken away the most precious gift in this world. Not just my family, not Al's family, but your own family. She destroyed dozens of lives of people who never wanted to believe that she could have done this. She knew how special Gannon was, and she knew what meant to most to me. I, in my heart, can never understand her hatred and insecurities. When it came to me, I did love her. Mother to mother, I trusted her with my children while trying to survive a complicated life with my 3rd child. And she used every opportunity to write a narrative of my life to try to take pieces of my life. When she already took some of it, that still wasn't enough. She searched. I lost my place. I don't know where I'm at now. She searched so hard for love when all along she had it, but she took it for granted. I didn't hold anger against you then. I still kept my heart open to her. You had so much love from Lena and Gannon, from Harley, her own daughter, that you willingly subjected to the chance of serving time for her crimes. Such an indicator of her inability to love anyone herself. You had support, appreciation for me, even when we couldn't see eye to eye, because I valued her for helping me with our children when I physically couldn't. Even when I was fighting for my kids, as you wrote a false smear campaign against me and my children, and also Al. For me, I still appreciated that they were loved by you. So I thought. She had everyone fooled. She projected abuse and addiction claims against all of us, not just me, when all along she was the one harming innocent children. Anything to take the light off, manipulating us, breaking my kids, and murdering my son. I can't say that she ruined my life, because that will be some form of sick victory for her.
Very true.
Because even through this process, it's been a game to her. The people who listened doesn't know her style or her sly jabs. She's even made at Albert and I. They do not know the significance of certain things she says or does. But we do. Instead of allowing her to take that power of hurting me further, I wanted to tell you this. Let me tell you what Gannon has done. Even to this day, even after you murdered him and she tried to taint any positive image of him, He has caused families and communities to come together. Children and adults have given their life to Christ. He has called unity in times of trial. He is a hero. She even tried to steal that away. A cape, huh? The one image of Gannon that was created for the world. After it went national, TV begging for the return of my son, my hero. How dare her? How truly sick and cruel is she? You stole so much from this world. Gannon's cousins, aunts, uncles, sisters, new siblings, grandparents, and friends are missing a huge portion of their lives without Gannon. Lena is missing her brother. Your Honor, I've never seen a bond between two siblings so close as theirs. She had to take that. Why? I'm afraid we may never know that answer, will we? I show his baby sister Nova pictures and videos of Gannon so she will always remember who he is, because she stole him from us. He is not forgotten and never will be. And it's so sad to sit here today and face her, a person even Gannon loved, one that I know while she was attacking and killing him and fought for his life, he defended himself against her, still loving her. A love she never deserved from him for what she has done. While she is too much of a coward to even come forward with the truth, she owes it to Gannon. But the lack of remorse and the lack of respect to Gannon through this child, her lack of compassion shows me that she and we were all wrong. She manipulated all of us, and never loved Gannon, Lena, or Harley. I've sat here for over a month having to listen to her sick lies. Even as she tried to destroy who I was and Albert as a father, I've had to sit and listen and watch every reenactment of images no one wants left in their mind. You wanted to leave us with that, knowing it would torture us. But you underestimated me. I am Landon, Gannon's mom, and that will never change. Through my hurt, anger, and pain, I will never be the monster that she is. I can never be filled with the hate that her heart holds. I pray that we will never have to look at her face again. I will continue to hold on to my faith. Vengeance is not mine, as I surely wish it could be at times, but it's the Lord's. I have to trust in that. Thank you, Judge Warner, for your compassion, your patience through this trial. I want to thank the juror for their attentiveness and time that they took for justice for my boy, to the detectives, officers, legal team for every single second they've poured out into Gannon's case, and to the community for your countless hours. Tisha, that was her biggest mistake. You underestimated this community and this defensive team, Lorson Ranch. They searched for and fought for Gannon within hours, and they never believed your lies. From the moment they started.
Yep.
None of these people ever gave up on him. You never looked. All of these people I will forever hold close to my heart. Always Gannon strong. My G-men forever. Justice has been served today. Your Honor, I pray that you just give her the best sentencing, the longest sentencing that you can. This will not bring my son back, but I can sleep soundly for the first time in 3 years, knowing that you can never harm, this defendant can never harm anyone again, knowing Gannon will always be a true hero in a cape. He will always be my son. That will never be taken away.
Oh my God, Landon. Spot on. Holy shit.
Yeah, straight on.
She was so spot on with that. Dude, I felt like that got to Letecia, man. I felt like that hurt her.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. Do, 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 do. It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger. Pushing each other to the limits, we were learning quicker.
Letecia had the most reaction to Landon.
Stauch, Gannon's father, capital Father.
Aww.
Last name Stauch. Stauch. I'm going to start with something from my wife, not to go out of order, but she didn't think she could make it through it. So this is my wife, Melissa, and these are her words.
Oof, new wife.
Some may say or think that I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Tisha. In part, that may be accurate, and I would be okay with that, because then Gannon would still be here. I, too, know the pain of losing a child, and there is no greater pain. We are now lifelong grief partners, as this is a lifelong journey of pain, with 2 sons waiting for us in heaven.
Aw. Did she lose a son too?
I have some words from my daughter, Elena. I will address in the middle of my speech, but they're written in yellow, so I don't know if I can leave it to a child. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever God may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. The poem I read is named Invictus, translated from the Latin means unconquerable. I quoted this same poem at Gannon's memorial here in Colorado Springs back in August of 2020. Why August of 2020? When his body was ripped to shreds on January 27th? Well, as we heard testimony to, his body was found 1,370 miles away. And then the process to identify his maggot-infested remains withheld him from us until July 2020. As I stated in my testimony on the stand, Gannon was born severely premature and barely filled my 2 hands the first time I held him. At the end of his life, after his body was cremated into a pile of ashes, he was ultimately no bigger than the first time I held him. As brutal as the wait became, I'm thankful to God and the bridge workers for finding him and returning his precious body to Landon and I quote the poem Invictus again, not to boast of my strength and perseverance, Your Honor, but to say to the world, I alone can control my actions and reactions. Your Honor, I refuse to allow anger to poison my soul and orient my life to a pursuit of vengeance. I refuse to allow pain to carry me through each day and promote the pursuit of medicinal retribution toward the offender. I refuse also to let my mind be clouded by inconsistency and emotions that deter me from the purpose in this life. Your Honor, the price I pay each and every day for this resolve is to only get pieces and parts of my son. Inconsistently through time. But the pain is too heavy, and the anger too overwhelming, and the desire for vengeance too vexing. Instead, each and every day I pursue peace. I seek joy in my life and let the love I have for my wife and family flow in and out of me like a mighty wave. As I told Tisha regularly at the end of our relationship, my joy is mine alone, and she cannot rob me of that. I will learn to experience G more and more as time goes on, but as I did my best to instill into his precious soul, love, joy, service, and kindness are the pathway to take in life. This picture shows that in the 4th grade, he already had a mind for service.
Oh, we don't get to see the images.
Throughout these past 3 years since Gannon was beaten and drugged, carved up, shot at point-blank range and discarded like yesterday's garbage, I've encountered many people that would figuratively do the same to me. I've been questioned, compared as Tisha did to my abusive father, and ridiculed for my approach to finding Gannon. I hope now that the world has seen that I was assigned the most arduous task of finding Gannon in the only place that was possible for him to have been, in the mind of a killer. Were my efforts fruitful? I believe so. But from the moment I did not see the Volkswagen Tiguan Tiggy-Wan, or however you say it, at French Elementary on that Tuesday evening, a clear direction for finding Gannon pointed directly and precisely at Tisha. While others online, some who are even in the courtroom today, questioned my perceived lack of effort or concern, I stood still and stood firm in knowing that only one person had the information needed to find Gannon. Now I say woe to the person who questions a father's resolve when the safety and well-being of his children are at stake. I did not waver. I did not falter in the pursuit, nor did I allow the mentality of the mob to shake me. But it was only by the grace of God that Gannon's precious body was finally found. In Mark 4:39 of the Bible, in the middle of a storm, Christ arose and rebuked the wind and said, "Peace, be still." In times of trial in my life, from seeing my father being taken away in handcuffs, to seeing that sweet 1 pound, 6 ounce baby boy for my firstborn son being put into a Ziploc bag after he was born to help regulate his body temperature, and now searching for and never finding my son again, I have but one choice, and that is the times of trial and tribulation to have that peace and be still. As I alluded to previously, that stillness does provide an easy target for many who do not understand peace, hope, and even faith. Some, including Tisha, feasted on my stillness, attacked, and yes, left several scars. One of these scars comes in the form of the financial and residential ruin that began in the early days of this ordeal. I'm just going to skip this part because I don't want to make this any more about me. I'm not seeking any restitution, Your Honor. For the $1.50 a month I received from the defendant, Tisha, would just keep me connected to her for the rest of my life, and I don't want that. So absolutely no restitution, Your Honor.
Snip, 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 snip.
The murderer of which I speak was not always such. When I met Tisha, she was beautiful, extremely intelligent, as many have testified to, and a seemingly successful woman. A far cry from the nappy-headed, murderous, narcissistic, and arrogantly flippant human being that sits in our midst today. Having a background in teaching, social work, higher education, certified babysitting, and endless amount of credentials, that should render one trustworthy when it relates to the safety of children.
Makes sense, Al.
However, although she remains too much a coward to state the facts of what she did to Gannon, too
Please
much
stop.
a lily-livered, self-centered, pathological liar to ask for forgiveness, and too much the facade of one who actually cares for others to have taken her frustration out on an adult or one who could defend themselves, she will one day give an account through her words or through her time. Sending pictures of Gannon sleeping to Landon and I was telling, as the boy looked pale and absent of the energies that so defined him. This is what a happy, healthy little boy looks like when he's sleeping, the next picture. That's what a little boy sleeping looks like. These pictures on the screen are of a happy, healthy little boy that's sleeping sweetly, healthily where he lay. The impact Tisha had as a result of this heinous crime stretches far wider and far deeper than I could depict through my statement today. 2 other people torn to pieces as a result of this are Gannon's sister, Lena, and Harley. Speaking of Harley, I feel as though I've lost 2 children as a result of this tragedy, one of which I will never see on this earth again, and the other which I do not know if a relationship can be salvaged with. Now for Lena. The video you saw as submitted in evidence, her bebopping down the street, is actually an excellent depiction of Lena and her happiness and her joy in life. She is very loving, trusting, and at times way too social. Normally, you might be concerned by your little girl talking to the utility guy working in the front yard, but in this case, it was the inside of her own home that was of grave concern. Nonetheless, her loss, Lena's loss, is like none I can even imagine. She lost her big brother, her only brother at the time. I still do not know if she has fully processed or fully understands the gravity of the situation, but regardless has pressed forward and is thriving as best as she can. I am so proud of her. And these are her words. Once again, they're in yellow, so I'll do the best I can. And this is what I asked her if she wanted to say anything to Tisha, and this is what she said in her sweetest mind that she has. That you do not do that to people, especially your stepkids. And that it is never all right to do these things. How sweeter of a response can you get? Now for my precious, premature firstborn son. Get it? I never in my wildest dreams would have ever thought you'd be in danger, buddy, or I know I wouldn't have not left you.
Yeah, he didn't know.
At home with what turned out to be your murderer and the last person to ever see you on this earth. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's why I think he has the roughest. Oh man, that's tough. That's something you think about at night, like every fucking day.
Through a father's eyes, children are truly a gift from God and among the best and most perfect creations God can make. Your Honor, I do need to clear one thing up with the defense. It was said both in the opening statement and in the closing, somehow Gannon has been compared to a demon. And I understand the process, I do. But if they want to take the case up of Gannon being a demon, I will line people up from Alaska to Denver to Colorado Springs, all the way to South Carolina to testify against them. Gannon was nobody's demon. I don't care how much anyone was abused or anything, he was not.
Wait, I think Letecia's lawyers teared up actually. He had the tissue and everything. Oh my God.
Not anyone's demon.
He looks like he's torn apart. The guy in the blue suit on the other hand, I can't really see him. Chilling.
Oh, okay. Gannon was truly my buddy. Very recently, before he died, the most alarming thing he did was call me dad. Up until age 10 or 11, I was daddy. But in the last months of his life, I was just dad. A signal that he was coming into those junior high, pre-teenage years. Another amazing thing that is he finally started asking me regularly to play ball with him. He was never too much into sports for most of his life, but that last 6 to 9 months, he really started enjoying playing ball. Some of the most memorable times were him running little 5-yard football routes in the street in front of our house. Most of the time he dropped the ball, but he kept asking, let's do it again. I almost had it that time, Daddy. Oh, and that Nintendo Switch. One of the most difficult pieces of evidence to give up was his Nintendo, because that probably has the most of him on it.
Oh,
Knowing I may never see that again is truly devastating. For him, many of his games were not just games, but a challenge to overcome, as I made him beat specific games before I would buy him the next one. I remember not long before he died, him beating the old school Zelda game he had. As he felt he was getting close to beating the final monster, he paused it, ran upstairs, and we sat at the kitchen island, and he beat it right there together with me. He was as excited as I ever saw him. With all of that and all of the pain of only being able to see him play through the one YouTube video he was able to make, which I'm about to play, I can sleep in peace at night because the father I am and the son he is was culminated as always in our final embrace as he ran out of arms and downstairs to watch Pokemon, I in his heart and he in mine.
Oh, I wish we could see it.
Try to play that video, just maybe the first 10 or 15 seconds of it.
Hey guys, and today I'm about to play some Sonic Maniac. Alright, let's zoom in. And yes, cameraman is right here. Grandpa Sour White Gaming. And yes, sign up for our channels. We're going to be doing a lot of these together.
Oh, he's a sign up for our
Give a shout out to him. His channel. Freedom.
Thank you. I was one of the many he hoped to make and the only one he was actually able to make. I do want to add something that I don't have in my speech that me and Landon already had a conversation about this, and I owe her an apology as well as she already gave me one, that we allowed Tisha to manipulate us into some of the pain and disagreements that we had between one another. And Landon, I'm sorry. But I will say this, Tisha was not the glue to keep everything together. She was not the answer. And this is not a jab, Landon, okay? But Lena still lives with me. Tisha, you were not the answer. Now, Your Honor, if I have any influence on the final sentence for Tisha, first I ask to be stripped of my last name immediately. It's nauseating and infuriating to hear her called Miss Stauch this past 3 years. Secondly, I ask that for every mile she drove Gannon across the country. She spent 1 day in solitary confinement. I think that took us in between 3 and 4 years.
I don't know if the judge could do that, but holy shit.
After that journey is complete, I recommend her sentence be equal to every year she stripped off of Gannon's life, which for the average male in America right now is 77. So that would give her 66 more years in addition to the 11 he lived. Lastly, for every year of Harley's life that she abusively manipulated that child, she should have an additional year of prison. Adds 21 years to the total. I think without parole, that should suffice. I pray also that Tecia lives the fullest and happiest life that any inmate possibly can live. I also pray that every night before she falls asleep, her last breath before she drifts off sounds just like the breath that she describes Gannon breathing as life left his body. And that all through her sleep, she dreams of all the fun they had at Disney and other places we went throughout our time together. And that every morning as she is about to wake, the end of her dream, the last words Gannon spoke to her, screamed or cried, "Tecia, stop! You're hurting me. Why, Tecia? Daddy, help me. I want my mommy. Why couldn't you let her just be a mama's boy? That's all he wanted to be. He just loved his mama. I wish she would tell me what those words were so I would know." And then as she speaks those words, the sound of a gunshot goes off and she wakes. Every day and night, I pray she relives just those moments and then wakes up to a nice, warm, and kosher breakfast. In conclusion, I would like to share a picture of Gannon in his final state.
Yo, that was a dig at
and
the
find a
kosher thing.
resting place. And thank everyone that has had a positive impact on my family and I. To everyone that has shared the positive impact Gannon has had on your life, from a proud and broken father, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I'd like to pause until we can get that last photo up.
Oh, we can't see it. Wow, Gannon's dad. Holy crap. His parents gave amazing speeches. I'm so glad she has to sit there and listen. I'm so glad she can't get earplugs, headphones. She gotta sit there and listen to all of this. Yeah, he called her out for her, what's the nappy hair? Did he say greasy? I didn't hear that. Whew. I don't know if the judge can strip the last name, but we were all thinking it. She should not be a Stauch.
Not getting a feed from your laptop.
Yeah, I feel so bad for the dad. You know, because the dad's going to forever think that he was the one that chose to be with Tecia. He was the one that left his son with her.
Everyone.
And you know what sucks about this? She's not even going to give them the answer that they're looking for. Like, what did she do to Gannon? What was his last moments like? She just wants to BS through the whole thing. Trying to get out of it. Mm-hmm. Yo, let it sink in, Letecia. Let it sink in. Oh man, I can't wait to hear the from the judge as well. I feel like the judge is gonna like tear her apart. Yeah. No remorse.
I think that concludes the comments from family and friends, Judge. So
Oh
I'm
shit!
not sure
you
if
guys
you're
think
ready
she's
to
gonna
hear
talk?
sentencing comments from me or if you want to do a different process.
Let me hear the sentencing comments from you. The last person that I always hear from in a sentencing is the defendant. So
Okay. Can I have just a moment?
you may go ahead.
Is she gonna talk? Wait, do you guys think she's gonna talk? Quick.
Yeah, just in the abundance of caution, I would ask the court to keep restitution open for a period of time. Obviously, Mr. Stauch is not asking for any restitution, but there may be some that we want to submit, and so I would ask the court to keep that open.
Well, based on
New poll.
new case regarding timelines, I'm going to give you 49 days to submit an order.
Thank you.
If there is an objection, you'll need to file the objection within 14 days after that. And that'll get us all right. So
I want her
49
to
days,
come clean, man.
14 if there's an objection, and if there is, we'll have a hearing.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
I want her to admit to
Judge, I'm not
bullshitting
going
the entire
to
time.
make a long drawn out statement. I think the comments from the family and friends of the Stauch family said it better than I ever could about the impact that Gannon had on their lives. The loss of Gannon from his family and to this community will never be made right through this process. We all know that.
What's she whispering? Look at
The
her talking
defendant,
to her lawyer right
through
now.
her own actions, tore Gannon's family apart, tore this community apart. And at the same time, I've never seen a community come together the way this community did in the face of such tragedy. Over an 11-year-old boy who most of us never knew. The defendant manipulated this community, Gannon's family, the investigation.
She tried to.
I've been a prosecutor for a long time, Judge. You've seen a lot of cases. I've never seen the kind of horror that this defendant brought down on a community and a family. The torture that Gannon had to suffer in the last moments of his life are unspeakable.
Kimberly.
No matter what sentence you give us, Judge, and I know what that sentence is going to be for the most part, no matter what the sentence is, we'll never bring Gannon back. But it will go a long ways towards healing this community. I hope healing Landon. I hope healing Al. They're going to live the rest of their lives second guessing every decision they made as it relates to leaving their children in the care of this defendant. Through no fault of their own. Judge, on count 1 and count 2, count 2 merges into count 1. The only sentence available is life in prison without parole. As to count 4, tampering with a deceased human body, driving Gannon's body over 1,300 miles away, hiding it from view, hoping it would never be found.
Imagine
Asked
if
for
his
the
body
maximum
was never
sentence of 12
found.
years, Judge, and that it'd be running consecutive to the life in prison without parole.
They wouldn't know. They wouldn't have known what happened to
Tampering
him.
with physical evidence is an F6. It's 1 to 1.5 years. I ask that you give max on that as well and run that consecutive.
I think they just know lots of blood
Judge, we do
and
have that
bullet,
other
right?
pending case, 20 CR 3170, hanging out there. In the grand scheme of things, well, I'd love to prosecute this defendant for that charge as well. In the interest of justice, I would like to see this defendant in Department of Corrections custody as soon as possible. And so we are dismissing that count or that charge. Thank you, Judge.
ASAP, baby.
All right, at this point in time, the defense has an opportunity to present statements in mitigation. Mr. Tellini?
Delaney.
Sentences as a matter of law. It's now on the council. I don't have pre-sentence confinement. Court staff said she ordered that she be allowed to proceed.
Give me an order.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Ms. Stauch, I heard what your attorney had to say, but I need to hear it from you. You have a right to address the court at
Oh,
this
she doesn't
point in
wanna talk?
time regarding any matter that you want me to consider for sentencing. Do you have anything that you wish for me to consider, ma'am? All right.
Good. Don't want to hear from your ass. Keep your mouth shut.
Actually, there is.
What?
Consider this or request to admit proof, like to request for Purdue Places in San Carlos.
I don't have the ability to do that. DOC.
Wait, did she just request? Did she just request me put in a specific prison? Oh, hell no. Whatever she wants to do, the opposite, Judge.
Determines where its inmates go. And I'm not going to make a recommendation one way or the other.
Wait, why does she want to go to San Carlos? Is that known as like a better like inmate prison place?
And I'm
After the
going to
gulag you
apologize
go.
before I do this. I've heard a lot. I want to take about 10 minutes to put my thoughts in order.
Take your time, Judge. It's tough.
I'll come back with my sentencing at 3:25.
All rise.
All right, while we're winding it back, I'm going to boost. Read the room, lady. Ain't nobody want to hear about your request. Oh, God. So disgusting. Ugh. I hate her. Look at her. You listen, I think it already settled in. She knows she's screwed and she's kind of just going along with it, I guess. Let's see if I can hear it again. Let's go back. Okay, everyone, get up, use the bathroom. All right, I'm gonna boost the audio. I'm gonna boost really, really, really loud though. So if you have headphones in, just be aware. I'm gonna make it loud. I'm gonna try to see if I can hear it. Y'all ready? It's gonna be loud. Careful.
And Ms. Stauch, I heard what your attorney had to say, but I know opportunity to present statements in mitigation. Mr. Tellini.
We understand what sentence is as a matter of law. It's out on the council.
Miss Stauch, something counsel.
I don't have pre-sentence confinement
Something confinement.
court staff.
Court staff?
Said she ordered this should be allowed to proceed.
She something? She what?
Said she ordered this should be allowed to proceed.
Said she something.
Get me in order.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Ms. Stauch, I heard what your attorney had to say, but I need to hear it from you. You have a right to address the court at this point in time regarding any matter that you want me to consider for sentencing. Do you have anything that you wish for me to consider, ma'am? All right.
Actually, there is.
Actually, there is.
Consider this or request to admit proof.
There's something to admit proof.
Like to request for Purdue Places in San Carlos.
Would like to request for Purdue Place in San Carlos.
I don't have the ability to do that. DOC determines where its inmates go, and I'm not going to make a recommendation one way or the other. And I'm going to apologize before I do this. I've heard a lot.
All right, let's go to the live. You guys have to use the bathroom. Use the bathroom now. So I had to get up early and use the bathroom. I had to use the bathroom so bad. I chugged the chocolate milk protein shake. That's why. Because I was hungry, and then I'm like, I had to use the bathroom. Let's see where Tisha is trying to go. San Carlos Correctional Facility. Opened in July 1995. Has 255 beds for incarcerated people who exhibit the most severe and persistent behavioral health issues. Dude, no. SCCF is a level 5 security facility that houses a mixed custody level people who are incarcerated. They use a multidisciplinary approach to manage incarcerated individuals. Dude, she's sick in the head, but like a different sick in the head, okay? She's not like mentally ill, DID, whatever the fuck it is that she's trying to say. It's a residential treatment program designed to assess and treat incarcerated people with acute serious mental illness and intellectual and developmental disabilities. They use a planned incentive level system with multidisciplinary team approach to assist the incarcerated individuals in reaching treatment goals, preparing them for a successful community. So she ain't getting out. She doesn't need to be treated. She doesn't need to have successful community transition. She ain't getting out. It provides incarcerated people with mental illness and or intellectual and developmental disabilities with individuals in group therapy, educational programs, recreational therapy, recreational activities need to promote the program success and successful transition of the community or into a general population setting. Oh, that sounds pretty cool though. Pretty cool. But 255 beds, come on, give it to the people that actually need it. Not to some nappy-headed loser, all right? So cute. Al be throwing them punches, man. Al was like, she was beautiful. Not the nappy-headed freak sitting over there. Oh, man. Yo, she researched the best place to spend prison time. No remorse, no explanation. Me. I know. You would think at some point she would drop the freaking charade and be like, you know what? Guys, I'm sorry, I did it. This is what really happened. This is how it happened. And I feel sorry about it. You know, I don't know. Like, the family's not going to give a shit that you feel sorry about it, but at least give them something, right? Give them something. It's like, I don't know. Is it better to know what happened to your kid? Or is it better to leave it to your imagination? Your imagination, you could think of all the 20 million different possible things out there. I don't know. It's like, I feel like I'd rather know. Because the imagination can really fuck with you. You're going to think of a lot of crazy things. Like, you're not going to know how long Gannon suffered for. Was it for, a couple minutes? Or was it for 24 hours, right? Tough. I need closure. Yeah. And she doesn't want to give it to them. She doesn't care. She's such a piece of, she's such a POS. Is it a federal prison? Usually federal prisons are better. I don't think so. It would say like federal penitentiary. I can't pronounce that word. Penitentiary. Penitentiary. Hold on a second. Penitentiary. Penitentiary. Penitentiary.
Penitentiary. Penitentiary.
Penitentiary. Penitentiary. Listen, I'm at Esau kid, okay? Shut up. One of the places came up for a Google search. Oh, you guys want to try it? Well, okay. What would Letecia Google search? What do you think? What do you think she would search? Best prisons in Colorado. Alcatraz. Toughest prison. Notorious. Okay. Best comfortable prison. What's the nicest prison in Colorado? Oh, maybe this one. AdMax, known as AdMax Florence. Well, okay, what would you type for Letecia? Best prison to serve time. Best prison to serve time. I don't think Letecia's Google search will be this elaborate, but Alcatraz or the Rockies. I don't know. I keep saying 8 AdMax. Best prison with kosher food. Oh, actually, let's learn about kosher food. I don't know too much about. You don't have to be Jewish to love a kosher prison meal. Tired of prison food? Claim Judaism. Freaking flyers have been doing it for years. After all, kosher food tastes better. Genteel prisoners have caught on to what they have to do to exchange Monday fare for a decadent spread. Oh my God, dude, she really did think this through. She's like, I want to get the good meals. The new trend is to pass for Jewish should legally order a meal as close to gourmet as it gets behind bars. Wait, really? Every prison gang members are now going to try kosher so they can partake in private dining with other gang. Wait, hold on a second. Is this a... Wait, hold on. Is this a troll? Every gang members are now going to kosher so they can partake in private dining with other gang members and quietly make plans around the table. Kosher meal subscribers are seated together for religious reasons. Planning Judaism to swap out a tray of mediocre food for fresher, tastier morsels is no brainer as long as you're not an inmate incarcerated in Florida prison. Despite Florida having the third largest prisons in the U.S., it is only of 15 states that no longer offer inmates a kosher diet system-wide. Oh, I thought they had to give you a kosher meal, like to respect your religious spirit. But I guess like they take that away from you when you're in prison. You don't give a fuck. Jesus. Okay. Serving kosher food in prison to suitable inmates has become the court-approved contemporary practice in most states. However, the latest boom in non-Jewish inmates ordering kosher cuisine has alerted prison authorities and spoiling chow time for some mainline diners. They're already expressing concerns about the expense of religious meals. He predicts the last staggering calculation of 4,400 requests for special meals will multiply if the program is delivered. Are bread and water considered kosher? Just a thought. The difference between kosher prison meals and ordinary meals is quite substantial. A kosher tray sets the state back $7 compared to the conventional hot dog or hamburger at $1.54. In New York State, where 1,500 inmates out of 56,000 keep kosher, the cost of kosher meals is only $5. New York prison officials do not monitor which inmates are posing as Jewish just to get a break from routine prison meals or is actually Jewish. Leave it to California. California, oh God. Leave it to California to be the only state with specialty kosher kitchens as an added prison amenity. It's no surprise. What? That the hefty price tag for kosher meal in the Golden State is $8. $8? What are they eating? Chipotle? Dude, Chipotle was like $8. Actually, if you get the cheapest Chipotle, it is $8. Are they getting Chipotle? Out of the California's 120,000 inmates, okay, 0.7% are indulging in kosher fine dining. California prisoners are evaluated by a rabbi to determine if their appetite for kosher food is out of boredom with prison food or devotion to Jewish culture. Oh my God, who did Letecia trick? He should be tricking some rabbi out there. Attempts by prison officials and rabbis to quiz prisoners about the Torah and the rules of keeping kosher were ruled not kosher. Tracing maternal lineage was similarly viewed unfavorably. So how did they find out then? Jesus. Florida State, we're still alive, right? Okay, sorry. I'm gonna have to lie.
The person you loved enough to marry.
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Video.
Why is she laughing and smiling? Like, oh God. Get her off the screen. Wow, this woman is doing everything she can to get a comfortable prison sentence. Oh, dude, you killed a child.
A parent's worst nightmare is getting a phone call letting them know that something has happened to their child. How much worse must that nightmare be when law enforcement asks not for a picture of your loved one, but rather DNA and dental records? I've also heard it said that one of the worst tragedies a parent can experience is to outlive a child. I have known people, both professionally and personally, who have gone through that. It never leaves them, but the sharpness of the pain does diminish to some extent over time. I cannot fathom the pain Mr. Stauch and Ms. Bullard have experienced as a result of the defendant's actions. A sentence in a criminal case such as this will not change the fact that their son's life was taken from them, and no sentence I impose and nothing I say will ever change that fact. Ms. Stauch, you betrayed the person you loved enough to marry. You told your husband lies and took away someone he loved. You took away every day that Mr. Stauch or Ms. Bullard could have had with their son.
Get her, Judge.
When you take a life, regardless of how you do that, you forever alter the future. Neither Mr. Stauch nor Ms. Bullard will ever see their son graduate from high school, go through the joy and the pain of that first love, or get married.
Oh, he would be in high school
They will never know
today.
what kind of impact their son may have had on the world if only he had lived to become an adult. And had Gannon's body not been found, they never would have known what happened to Gannon.
That's what I
They
said.
would always have had a lingering doubt about what happened to Gannon. And I cannot imagine the pain and sense of loss associated with that. You betrayed your daughter, Harley Hunt. I cannot imagine the emotional impact that you have had on her due to your selfish and calculated actions. This is a young woman that trusted you to put her interests above yours. This is a young woman who believed in you and believed you were innocent of this crime right up until the time that you pled not guilty by reason of insanity. And she still loves you. That's natural for a child, and it doesn't matter how much older they get. You were supposed to protect her. I cannot imagine the guilt she feels or the therapy that she will need to address your betrayal. There is no evidence
That's a lot of therapy.
that she had anything to do with the murder or your cover-up of it. But some people still think that she is somehow involved. She wasn't.
Did Letecia ever go on the record and say my daughter isn't involved? Ever? At all? Because I know in one of her crazy stories, she said that Harley and both Lena were helping move Gannon's body up or something like that. Something like that. I think she said Lena did. And then she said like Harley was there too. Ugh.
The incredible strength of will and courage that it took for her to come in and testify is amazing to me. But she did it because, as she said, it was the right thing to do. And while thankfully she didn't testify, let's not forget about Lena. You betrayed her too. You took her brother from her and forever altered her family dynamics.
Lena's like Gannon's
She
age
will always
right now,
wonder
right?
who she can trust and will always feel that loss. She was there the day you killed Gannon. His body was still in the house when she got back from school. At some point, you even claimed this 8-year-old girl
Yes.
helped you move her brother's body from the basement to the back of your car.
Yes. Thank you for bringing this
That's
up,
just simply
Judd.
not true. As she gets older,
you.
Lena is going to want to know more, and she's going to want to know if there was something that she could have done to prevent this. I hope she comes to realize that she has no fault in all of this. You betrayed your stepson, and you took his life. You took away everything he was and everything he could ever become. I can't imagine the terror and confusion that he must have felt in the last moments of his life when he knew his life was being taken by someone he trusted to protect it. Your attempt to raise the claim that you did this because of your adverse childhood is also a betrayal of people that have mental health issues. It is no secret that there is a large part of our population that has mental health issues. It's also no secret that our country and our health system could do a much better job addressing mental health issues than it does. However, the number of people with mental health issues who become violent is small, and the number who become murderers is smaller still.
Thank you.
Your claim that a mental health issue caused the murder in this case is a disservice to all those who struggle with mental health issues every day. This isn't the first case I have presided over in which sanity or a mental condition of the defendant has been raised as a defense. I have had cases where the defendant's mental condition caused the defendant to act out in a certain fashion. But even in those cases, I have never seen conduct like this. I understand the claim of dissociative identity disorder. I have seen something resembling that, and I have seen defendants with schizophrenic disorders. I can understand those. What I have seen is that the mental condition causes the person to act a certain way, and when they realize what they did, they are astonished by what happened, or they have no memory of what happened. Your claim is that it was another personality that murdered Gannon, but there is no time during the minutes, hours, and days following the murder where Letecia came out and wondered, gee, why am I carrying a body around in my luggage?
Thank you, Judge. Oh my God, I love this judge.
That just isn't credible. You knew what you were doing. You made a number of clear and conscious decisions to cover or disguise what you had done. Claiming a lack of motive is a common defense tactic, and it can be a sound strategy. The truth is, however, that it only takes a moment to make a bad decision that results in disastrous consequences. And oftentimes, we never know why a defendant chose a particular course of action. However, that does not mean that they did not intend to undertake a course of action. Sometimes, as in this case, the likely explanation is anger. An 11-year-old boy with burns who feels that he's not being taken care of. An 11-year-old boy on the verge of being a teenager. Those of us who have lived through people or kids with, that were teenagers, we know how that is. It is not hard to imagine Gannon saying something, "You're not my mom. I want my mom. I want my dad." And that would be enough to make you really angry. But anger is not an excuse. A defendant is responsible for the choices they made and the actions they undertook, even though those choices arose out of or were motivated by anger. It's clear that you hated and were jealous of Landon Bullard. You saw yourself as a better mother than she was. It's clear from the evidence that you had some resentment from being left with Mr. Stauch's children. It's clear you had some resentment toward Mr. Stauch because he traveled as part of his job. Some of that manifested as early as Al's assignment in Alaska when you made allegations against the people in his unit. That caused Al to have to return from Alaska. And in one of the phone calls that were played.
Oh, I missed that part. She made allegations about people in his unit. Oh, man. Okay, I missed that part. Do you guys know anything about that? Want to fill me in?
For the jury, you talked about having to take care of his kids while he was away and what a good mother you were. It's clear you felt trapped. You wanted out. You were searching for a new job and a new location in Florida. Mr. Stauch had been gone on his new assignment for less than 2 days when the fire in the basement occurred. I can imagine that you saw your whole future consisting of taking care of Mr. Stauch's children while he was off doing his thing, and that's not the future that you wanted. I can imagine Gannon, at some point after he sustained his burns, telling you wanted his real mom and how that comment would have made you angry. You took your frustration and anger for the marriage, the child care, the absence of Al, and even living in Colorado. You took all of that out on Gannon. The evidence suggests you first stabbed Gannon repeatedly, 18 times. Based on the number of defensive wounds, he was clearly conscious for some of that. He was certainly gravely wounded. And chillingly, it would also explain how you were able to mimic the sound of Gannon breathing in one of your sessions with Dr. Lewis. Those were probably close to his last breaths. He was dying but not dead. The evidence could also lead one to conclude that he either fell or rolled off the bed where you shot him in the head and then beat him with the butt of a gun or a baseball bat. That would explain the blood found at different levels on the walls in Gannon's bedroom.
Oh my God.
I'm also reminded of the look you had on your face when you slipped your handcuffs while being transported back to Colorado and attacked Deputy James. I shudder to think that that was probably the last thing that Gannon saw before he died. You have shown no remorse throughout this process. Instead, you've made a choice to build a web of lies. When you gave an interview to Detective Jessica Bethel on January 29 of 2020, you lied to her about Gannon running away and that he was actually taken by a guy named Eduardo. When you explained that to Detective Bethel, you said you needed to lie because you didn't want to face the consequences. You told her that you were trying to come up with a plan about what you should do. And finally, you told her you really thought you could fix this. I think that's true. You lied because you didn't want to face the consequences. You needed to come up with a plan to fix this, and that plan involved covering up what you had done. It involved lie upon lie. But you slipped up at various points and let kernels of truth escape. In one conversation with Mr. Stauch, you told him the FBI needed to close the borders of Colorado, needed to close I-95. I-95 doesn't go through Colorado. It's an interstate that runs along the entire eastern seaboard. It's also not far from where you dumped Gannon's body. When questioned by Detective Bethel, you told her that Mr. Stauch might also make up some kind of story about you coming at him with a knife. You said you would never use a knife like that. Yet Gannon was stabbed 18 times. Your actions in this case also show a very conscious attempt to avoid responsibility in this case. You started out with the story that Gannon had run away. You gave some hints that it might be related to bath salts or drug use by Gannon. You stayed with that story until you were called into EPSO for an interview.
So gross how she just like tried to like smear Gannon, his family, like just so she can try to get out of it.
You knew they weren't going to buy the story that Gannon ran away. Then you came up with the abduction. And you stayed with some iteration of that for a long time. But all of those versions had one thing in common. You were always the victim. In one, you're beaten and raped, and Gannon was abducted. In one, someone stole Gannon out of a truck in the parking lot. In another, you let someone drive Gannon to a hospital to take care of a head injury that he had after falling off a bike. In all of them, you could claim it wasn't your fault. You were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Then you got arrested. You stuck to the story that it was someone else that took Gannon. During the hours that you spoke with Special Agent Grusing, he told you he thought sometimes good people do bad things and sometimes it's an accident. Then they found Gannon's body. Then you saw the mountain of evidence against you. And this is a mountain the size of Everest. What was your position after that? Well, it was an accident. And you, Letecia, didn't even do it. It was Maria Sanchez. You carefully crafted your new
No, if the judge calls her nappy head, I'm going to lose it too.
story to continue to avoid responsibility. It also allowed you to take advantage of the out that Mr. Grusing and Mr. Stauch suggested much, much earlier when they asked you if this was an accident. Now it was an accident. Your Maria Sanchez personality shot Gannon by mistake because she thought he was an intruder in a cape. Multiple personalities is not credible in this setting, as regardless of how many personalities you have, you only have one body. I have presided over cases where a mental disease or defect prevented a defendant from remembering the course of events, including the commission of the crime. Without exception, those defendants have been terrified when contacted by law enforcement because there was a period of time in their lives that they could not account for. Their body may have sustained an injury, and they don't know how it happened. They may have some new object in their house or on their person, and they have no idea where they got it from. We all have free will, and we all make choices based on that free will. The people who suffer from the mental disorder you claim are terrified because their free will has been taken from them, and they are being subjected to things and experiences they don't understand and don't have any recollection of. You didn't behave anything like that.
She made up lies. Lies on lies on lies.
One of the purposes is to impose an appropriate sentence for the criminal conduct that occurred. Another purpose is to punish an offender by imposing a sentence that takes into account the seriousness of the offense.
I think the reason why she doesn't want to cry is because, well, one, obviously she feels no remorse for Gannon or his family whatsoever. But I think also, two, like, I think she doesn't want to show any emotion because she still doesn't think that, I don't know, like, it's like she doesn't want the family to win. Like, she doesn't want the family to see her crying or, like, begging and stuff like that. Oh, that's what I'm thinking. She still is going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to act like I don't care. And you know what? That's going to hurt the family even more.
Yet another purpose of sentencing is to prevent crime and promote respect for the law by providing an effective deterrent to others likely to commit a similar offense. Anyone who's been in my courtroom before knows that I've said sentencings are the most difficult thing that I do. That's especially true in cases where someone has lost his or her life. Nothing I or the law can do will ever bring that person back. I have handled hundreds, if not thousands, of criminal cases over the years. I think at this point in my career, I've presided over something like 200 jury trials. I've sentenced hundreds more defendants pursuant to plea agreements. This is not the first murder case that has come before me. This is not the first case I have presided over which involves harm to a child.
Oh, is it Hunter?
This is not the first case I have had where a person who was in an unhappy marriage committed a crime. Sadly, statistically, there is a high correlation between violent acts, including murders, and family members. I have had a number of cases which have demonstrated one person's capacity for cruelty toward another human being. I can, however, say without hesitation that the facts in this case are the most horrific I have ever seen. Your conduct in this case deserves the maximum punishment that I can impose under Colorado law. As such, with respect to the charge of first-degree murder after deliberation, I remand you to the custody of the Colorado Department of Corrections for the remainder of your life with no possibility of parole.
Thank you, Judge. Oh,
With
my
respect to
God.
the charge of murder in the first degree of a child under 12 by a person in a position of trust, I remand you to the custody of Colorado Department of Corrections for the remainder of your life with no possibility of parole. Those two sentences will merge. If you have questions about that, you can ask your attorneys. With respect to the charge of tampering with a deceased human body, I'm also going to sentence you to 12 years, followed by a 3-year period of parole. That sentence is to be consecutive to the life sentences that I've already imposed. With respect to tampering with physical evidence, I'm going to impose an 18-month sentence. That sentence is also consecutive to the sentences for the murder charges that I have imposed. I also understand, with the consent of the prosecution, and I'm assuming no objection from the defense, that I will dismiss all the charges in 20 CR 3170, close that out, subject to restitution, give the people 49 days for restitution, 14 days for response, and if there's an issue, we will set it within the 90 days, from. I think that resolves all outstanding matters. Is there anything else that the prosecution wishes for me to address?
If they want restitution, does it take out of her, like, because I'm assuming, like, how is she funding her commissary? She must be getting something to fund her commissary, right? If she does restitution, to take money from her commissary, like that money could just be funneled elsewhere.
Yes.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Defense? Yes. Court will be in recess.
Bye, Tisha. Bye. Oh my God. Thank God. I mean, I wasn't worried. I knew she was screwed. She has so much evidence against her. Oh, they need to take this picture away from her. They're too close. Get Tisha out of here. Oh, God. I feel so sad for the family. Brooks was eligible for commissary. They kept all the other charges open to announce in case she was found. Oh, not guilty. There's a channel on YouTube that shared letters to people that sent letters and got responses after they put money on her books. He called her all the way in the BS. Yeah, dude. Amazing last words from the judge. Yeah, and his parents did a really good job. Wow. Relatives, the neighbor was there, other people. Yeah. No, Jody's like Arizona, isn't it? Different states. Man, but Letecia, dude, really trying to have a comfortable sentence, man. Getting the kosher food. She's trying to go to that St. Carlos Correction Center. Oh, God, we're done with Letecia. Done! We're done with Letecia. Yep, life in prison. We're done with Letecia. All right, guys. Any last words or anything before we head out? I'm so happy that they finally got their justice. It's just that, like, I just can't imagine 3 years, agonizing 3 years to get to this point. And then, quite honestly, you're getting some sort of closure, but at the end, you're still missing Gannon, you know? So I feel like you're getting like a little bit of closure. But does it really do anything? I don't know. Does it really make you feel any better? I don't know. Probably not much. Probably a little bit, you know? Because now Letecia's going to be behind bars. She's not going to a mental facility. She's fucked for life. Constipated. Hopefully she falls off her bunk again. Oh, man. I'll never understand hurting kids. Here's the thing. I don't believe in most cases, I don't believe it's just like out of nowhere, you just snap. You go from a really good person and then you just fuck up, like you just snap, right? I think that throughout your life, there had to be signs. Letecia definitely probably had signs that, you know, maybe she was ignoring or something. And I don't know, maybe she decided not to get therapy for it. Maybe she thought she could manage it. Maybe she thought it wasn't a big deal. Maybe she had people in her life that coddled her. I don't fucking know. Okay, I have no idea on that. But I'm sure she had signs. And she probably just chose to ignore them, you know? What I don't understand is she wasn't trapped. Yeah, she was married to Al, but you didn't get a divorce. Your biological daughter, Harley, 17, had a job. She's about to be out of college soon. And Lena's not her biological kid anyways. She's not really tied to Al. She could have gotten out. I don't understand. All this resentment that she had. Fucking communicate. Or get out of it. I don't understand people like this. You know, I think it was a different scenario if, you know, maybe she did have kids with Al. She was stuck with him. You know, she was in an abusive relationship, but none of that was true. Instead, she just decided to just fucking put all of her hatred, her rage onto poor little Gannon. I don't know. Hey, One Armed Bandit, how are you doing today? How's it going? Now she won't hurt anyone else besides herself. Apparently, she attacked like a police officer or something when she was being transferred. Jesus. I don't know. She might end up hurting other people. She should have gotten that divorce and leave. Yeah, I mean, she was searching for like ways to get to Florida and stuff. It's like she's an able human. She had a job. Get a fucking job. Go move to Florida, right? I don't know. Do your thing. I don't know. It's like so stupid. Gannon died for no fucking reason. Maybe Gannon hurt her ego. So what? Fucking get over it. He's 11 years old. What I'm worried about is that she was working with other kids. I wonder how many other kids she may have like emotionally and maybe even physically abused. Oh yeah, I love how they kept repeating that she was jealous of Gannon's mom, because I think that probably got to her. You were jealous of Gannon's mom. You're a piece of shit. She could end up in solitary if it's too dangerous. Yeah, solitary confinement seems pretty fucked. Because humans, we're like naturally social animals. And dude, I don't know if being in solitary confinement, I feel like that's mentally fucks you. The mothers who miss their kids in prison will give her a bit of prison justice. It's kind of dumb. Have you seen the video of her escape attempt? It was shown in the trial. No, I did not. I have not seen it. Is that on YouTube? Oh my god, it's on YouTube. Oh god, it's gonna be so embarrassing. Letecia's just so embarrassing. Why can't she stop embarrassing herself?
So what are we about to see in People's Exhibit 338, just to give some context?
Wait.
The first clip is a view of Letecia along with Deputy James in the back seat.
Is that Letecia right there? Letecia Stauch assaulted a deputy after slipping out of her handcuffs. How did she slip out of her handcuffs? Dude, they usually put it on really tight. While being extradited to Colorado from South Carolina, where she was arrested for... Oh, dude, I remember she tried to, like, when they confronted her in Florida, she tried to run away as well, right? Is there a way I can zoom in? There you go. How did she slip out of? Was it like zip ties or something?
Stop. She keeps threatening me.
Stop.
She keeps on threatening me. I have stopped it. She keeps on.
She got out of the streets.
She keeps on. Threatening me. I will for you. She keeps
Put your arm down.
Put your arm down. She keeps threatening me the whole time.
Tisha, give me your arm.
I will to you.
Tisha, give me your
I will
arm.
to you, but not
Cooperate
with
with me. Cooperate with me.
I will with you, but not with her.
Cooperate with me.
I will with you, not with her.
She probably made that up, you know?
Tisha?
I will with you. I said I would with you. Give me your arm now. I said I would with you. I said I would with you. I said I wouldn't do this.
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting. I said I would with her. I'm over her watch me.
Go ahead. I got her on.
I have the song in her.
Oh my god. Always the victim. She was threatening me. Boo-hoo. Well, aren't they in a car? It looks like it's a bus. I feel like if one person was threatening the other person, they would hear it, right? Oh my god. All right, guys. We got it. Guilty. Guilty, 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 guilty. Was it 2 life sentences? A couple years on top for the other stuff? No chance. Dog. My dog. No chance of parole. Those are my dogs, sorry. One of them howled. Oh, it's so cute when they howl. Ah, they're so cute when they howl. Okay, all right, guys. Where did she think she was gonna go from a car full of cops? I mean, let's see. Driving from South Carolina to Colorado. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Dude, if she ever escapes prison, oh, we better watch her backs. Love these streams. Leon, thanks for hanging out. She was complaining about the air in the car. She couldn't breathe. Darn it, I just made it to your stream. Oh no, hi Queen. Well, join the Discord. Join the Discord. It's a place where the communities hang out, and then I have a notification thing. But guys, yeah. Letecia Stauch got guilty. Sentenced today, which I was really surprised. Yeah, if you guys missed any part of the stream, we'll have the stream re-uploaded. Probably chopped up the video a little bit in case you guys want to watch different segments of it. But other than that, thanks for hanging out. I'm so glad that Gannon got justice. But is it really justice though? Because he's not. I mean, I don't know. He got justice, yes, but I don't know. He died for no reason. It's just really sad. But yeah, Gannon and his family got justice, and she's going to prison forever for the rest of her life, no parole. And you know what? I hope she goes to the worst prison out there. I hope they keep fucking up her kosher food. I hope she's still constipated. And I wish her all the UTIs in the world, because UTIs suck. I hope she gets UTIs. I hope she has kidney infection and all that stuff. Kidney stones. Yeah, give it all to her. Let her suffer. Bye, everyone. Have a great one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you're new here, feel free to join the Discord. It's where all the community members hang out. The link is right here. Like the stream if you enjoyed being here. And then, I don't know what else I usually say. That's about it. All right, guys. Bye. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Have a great week. Take care. I'll try to stream later on. Maybe this week. I don't know. If we have something that pops up, I'll stream it. But other than that, bye, guys. See you guys later. Take care.